Glenn Clark Radio, talking about the sports you do and don't know, both within and surrounding Baltimore. Don't ask him about preseason games, oh no, stuffing things in Griffin Basso. Despite it being on the internet, he can call it what he wants. So, Glenn Clark Radio. Glenn Clark Radio. Glenn Clark Radio. Duke sucks.
On the walk. 0-2 here, Mayo to center field. That's driven deep. Baez racing back at the wall. It's off the fence. The Orioles are going to tie this game. And Mayo will head to third with a tying triple. Come on now. A comeback from cavernous depths. 7-0 in the seventh against Tarik Skubal. How in the world have the Orioles done this?
Mr. Mayo.
A 3-2 pitch. Toward the middle, through the middle. A base hit for Colton Cowser. Just his fifth of the year off a left-handed pitcher in an at-bat where he fought his way back from 0-2. He has restored the Oriole advantage.
That was so good, wasn't it?
Valencia, who's up there with runners at second and third. 10-9 Orioles in the 12th.
Swinging a ground ball to short. Henderson with a runner, Malgeri in the way, makes the play. And the Orioles finally get the knockout blow. They come back from down 7 in the seventh and launch one of the most improbable comeback wins in the history of the franchise to take down the Tigers.
Masson and the Orioles Radio Network. Wow, what a day. It is a Thursday edition of Glenn Clark Radio. I'm Glenn, he's Griffin, and this is very cool for me. I know I never like saying things like this because it's going to make me sound like I'm telling him he's old. I've listened to this guy for forever. And I've always admired him, and he is so uniquely Baltimore, despite the fact that he's run away from us a time or two. Speaking of the Orioles Radio Network, you hear him every afternoon, Kirk and Marianne on 98 Rock. The great Kirk McEwen is in studio with us today here on GCR. Dude, it's so great to have you here, bro. I can't even put into words.
And like I tweeted out, did Kyle Shanahan cancel or you couldn't get Shaq
Kirk
today?
Always blows me up. Kirk goes out every time I'm over at the building. Actually, so I think everybody knows Kirk's brother, who's a legend in this business.
Mark McEwen, if you don't, he's been gone for a while. He's still with us.
An absolute icon in broadcasting. Mark was just over there at the station. You just was in town, and you had him over there hanging out in studio. And I was sitting over in, I think they call it the newsroom, prepping my show. Kirk goes out of his way, walks over, and blows me up in front of Mark. It's just like, you don't know how great this guy is. And I'm just like, yo.
Yeah.
He's Mark McEwen.
Yeah.
You know who he is.
You've tapped into something. It's crazy. I was like, you look at the Ravens website, and it's like has been on Glenn Clark Radio. John Harbaugh's driving out of one winning drive, doing an interview with Glenn Clark Radio, and the list goes on and on. You and Griffin do a great job, and the people behind the scenes, and like I also tweeted out, nationally recognized great podcast, dude, and awesome guests.
It is an honor. It really is to have you over here, man.
Yeah,
and it's been so great. As I said, like getting to hang out, doing the draft with you this year. I said this, like, it's been really cool for me. Everybody over there has been great since I came over there. But, like, getting to do opening day with Mills and then the draft with you in the same couple of weeks span, it was a very pinch me type of, like, moment for me where I'm like, dude, these are the guys that I have loved and admired for years. and now I'm getting to work major events with these guys. Like it's just awesome.
You, Keith Mills, and I are on my Frameo on my desk. I get to see
that
every
picture
day.
from opening day really makes me happy.
And how old were you when I started part-time at 98 Rock in 1984?
When I say the number, you're not going to like it. I
Wasn't born yet.
I was one. I was 1 year old. I was one.
Great. So I got you by 18.
Yeah,
18
by
years.
by a minute.
That's
By
good.
a minute. 19. I was 1 month old the last time the Orioles won the World Series.
Oh, my God.
So
Well,
that's,
you're due.
I've been asking for it.
Yeah.
I've been begging for it. What a day yesterday, man. I know
It was nuts.
This is the weird world for Kirk. Kirk was out at Ravens camp yesterday broadcasting live, but of course 98 Rock airs the games.
Yeah.
So you kind of got like one eye on one eye on the other. You're getting ready for your own show. You're doing practice and interviews. What a wild day for you, man.
That's radio for you, GC.
That's true. Those are the days you live for, right?
Yeah, so because of the Orioles being on 98 Rock, the game started at 1:10. My show with Marianne starts at 2. So we usually are out of the facility doing a show just there the whole time, and we get players after they come off the field. But this time we just got a few players that we were to interview and then get the sound and play it back. Now the Orioles decided they weren't giving
They're
up
going
the
to play
airtime.
forever, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Right.
So we were on from 4:45 until 6:15 or so. Pull the curtain back. We tape our last segment. So we had to get in Mark Andrews, Tavius Robinson, and Jalen Hawkins pretty quick.
Yeah, but that's, by the
But
way,
yeah.
not a bad trio, not a bad little way to spend a Wednesday afternoon is talking to those guys.
Tavius Robinson was so sweaty, it's like he ran through a car wash. He was so
Just
sweaty.
dripped.
It was great, man.
And it wasn't even like a terribly hot day yesterday. It wasn't even like yesterday was miserable.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
How I should have just stayed with sports broadcasting. I thought maybe I'll go to a smaller city and be a play-by-play guy. And I decided it was too tough. I was making a little too much money to give that up, and I started to, I want to go to Richmond or somewhere like that, and I kind of didn't. I was lucky to be able to start in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm. All right, I want to talk about you. I actually literally, because you and I have just never had this conversation before,
Right.
And I'm a Kirk McEwen fan, so I want to know more about that. Let's talk quickly about the game yesterday.
It was great.
Because, I mean, it was epic. I mean, it was just I actually left for a minute when it got to – I walked – I mean, I was still, like, listening in my car to Josh and to Brett.
Mm-hmm.
But I was, like everybody else, beside my – burn it all down. It's just –
After 14 zip the day before.
Correct. 14-0 and then 7-0. You're just infuriated.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, and even when it got to 7-5, I got back in here and I said to Griffin, I'm like, it would actually be so much worse for them to have done all of this to come back and lose this baseball game somehow.
We haven't come this far to get this far.
Man, and the macro versus the micro. The micro is, this is sports, right? Like you are a sports fan.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's going to be a day like yesterday.
Right.
Sometimes the Orioles were bad last year, but when I took my kids on September 6th last year, and Yamamoto was no-hitting them until 2 outs in the 9th inning, and then all of a sudden they won the baseball game, my kids will think about that night for the rest of their lives. They will tell their kids about the time that their dad took them to that baseball game. That's why we like sports.
Yes.
And why we watch is because you don't know what you're going to watch each day. You don't know if that might be the day where you just see something you've never seen before.
I remember the instant classic Duke versus Maryland back in the day when I wanted to rip my hair out. And it's just one of those,
10 points in the final minute. Thanks for reminding me about that. Thanks for that reminder.
There's kids that were at Comerica yesterday that are going to remember this game because they were cheering and eating their ice cream out of a helmet.
And it was
things like
Tarik
that.
Skubal Day, and they were celebrating that.
All they had to do was get him out of the game to get into that bullpen and then get. But those kids will remember how they felt when they thought that they were going to win that game,
100%.
and they didn't.
That's the micro is, that's why we sports.
Yes.
That's why we, and I talk about it all the time. Like I tell this, there are just some times where you watch something and you got to see something special and it gives you goosebumps.
Yeah.
And yesterday was one of those days on the micro. I love that. It's why we all do this. It's why we put up, if you're a hardcore sports fan, 140 of the baseball games that you watch during the course of the year are going to be pedestrian.
Yes.
They're just going to be baseball games, the game that happened that day. But like 15 of them are going to be pretty fun, and 5 of them are going to be otherworldly. And yesterday, obviously, otherworldly.
Squirrel game, too. You had to.
It was. We did get the squirrel. God, I hate how into the squirrel I was. Bro, I was so into the damn squirrel.
Yeah.
I was so into it. Like
we don't see black squirrels around here.
It's true. We don't. Well, wait a second. Why they got to be black squirrels? Why they got to be?
You got to ask Detroit.
They got to be black squirrels.
Right.
I don't know about you, but I don't see color. I don't.
Yeah. I've seen so many gray squirrels. If I don't ever see another one, I'll be fine.
They're everywhere, no doubt. So the micro is just what a day.
Yeah.
What a day. And like it's a little bit of everything. It's Kobe Mayo going right on right? Like
yes.
It's then obviously Colton Cowser, as Kevin Brown alluded to, who had 5 hits off lefties all season long.
Yeah.
In a spot where there were 2 outs and he had to have a hit.
And Jackson Holliday looks like Wade Boggs.
Jackson Holliday, who for some reason didn't start yesterday.
Yeah.
But when they needed him, he delivered.
He's been handling his business. It's been really fun to watch for a guy who's probably been pressing his whole career.
Yeah, 100%. Awesome day. The macro, does it change the strategy at the trade deadline? I don't know. I think you guys know my opinion. I think they should look to be doing both things. I think they should both look to be acquiring and to maybe be moving, as much as it kills me. And yesterday wasn't Trevor Rogers' fault. The defense was abominable.
Yeah.
And he wasn't great. He wasn't brilliant, but I can give him a pass for that because, again, so much of that yesterday was about the defense.
Sounds like you're moving Trevor Rogers.
I'm listening on Trevor Rogers.
Okay.
I'm not just moving him for the sake of moving him, but if Trevor Rogers, who obviously Skubal's going to be the top pitcher, but like behind that, I don't know what other pitchers are really going to be in insane demand. If you can get a haul for Trevor Rogers and maybe either acquire another pitcher now or use that haul to try to find you a Trevor Rogers replacement in the offseason, I'm listening. That's been my point about Trevor Rogers. I don't want to.
Yeah.
But he says he's not signing an extension, so I'm listening.
Sure,
That's it. I'm listening. So I don't think that yesterday alone changes the strategy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think suddenly you say, well, now they won this one baseball game, so they're winning the World Series.
Yeah.
I just think that it was a really fun day, and let's see how it carries over against the Phillies this weekend.
There's been a few series this year that have shown me the Orioles can play with anybody.
Of
One
course.
comes to the Dodgers. They could have swept the Dodgers.
100%.
But they've done Oriole-type things where
the Rays, right? Like,
yeah.
100%.
Consistently inconsistent.
That's
I don't know if you reward them with being buyers at the trade deadline.
I think if it's both, I think if you're both looking for pieces that can help, particularly beyond this year, I am always interested in, if there's a piece, if there's a pitcher, if you think Reed Detmers can help you this year and next year, I'm interested. Let's talk about that.
Well,
they could use an outfield bat for sure. Obviously, the biggest story to your point of the last couple of weeks is Jackson Holliday. That would go a very long way if these are the moments where Jackson Holliday is changing his narrative and is becoming the player that the Orioles clearly thought he was going to be when they took him number 1 overall.
You can't discount the impact that the injuries have had,
No
too,
question.
with Jordan Westberg not stepping on the field at all
question.
this year, and the absence lately of Blaze Alexander, who I had no idea was going to be
Rock
the
star.
kind of ball player that he turned out to be. That guy's got he's got skills.
But nothing has hurt them to me more than the outfield just being there's been so little production at all from the outfield, and then Gunnar Henderson. Like it has killed them that Gunnar Henderson has been such a pedestrian version of himself this season.
I'm not used to all the strikeouts.
Yeah. He's just looked lost. He's looked lost. Could that change? It's like, as I keep saying, is it possible that the same way that Jackson Holliday is coming to life, and I think I'm a little bit more with you that if that's the case, it's more about just feeling good again after the injury.
Mm-hmm.
But is it possible that Gunnar Henderson could wake up on August 1st and suddenly he's Gunnar Henderson again?
Yes.
It's possible,
Yeah.
right? Like Adley Rutschman went the better part of 2 years not looking like Adley Rutschman and then became Adley Rutschman again. So obviously it can happen, but can you bank on that? Can you assume that? Can you say, hey, we've got to be aggressive because maybe Gunnar Henderson's going to – it's tough. It's really tough for me. Hell of a baseball game, hell of a day. You were with the Ravens.
The Ravens, there's an energy, and it's palpable around that team now just because of Jesse Minter and this new infusion of coaching, and players. Every year's different. No matter how much you retain your team from the year before, it's going to be vastly different. And this year, new coaching staff, new uniforms, new voice of the Ravens, new play-by-play guy. I threw my hat in the ring for the public address announcer job, and I'm happy with the guy they got.
Obviously, everybody saw the video. His voice is fantastic. I mean, he definitely has that voice.
I wish I had revved it up a little bit. 2-time MVP.
I mean,
3-time. I wish I had
the chess piece.
I just did it one time. The things that they asked for, I should have gone back and been like, let me try it again.
I'll be the one to say it because you can't.
Yeah.
What I would have done is I would have sent an email that said, "I'm Kirk McEwen."
Yeah,
and that would have been that. I would have said, this to me is like them asking, remember when Steve Spurrier went to the NFL?
Yeah.
And then the Florida job came open, and they asked him to come interview for the job?
The old ball coach.
He's Steve Spurrier.
Yeah.
Hey, if I'm Steve Spurrier, my interview is a middle finger. And if I remember correctly, the story was that he sent a message that said, "Go look at your trophy case."
Oh, that's great.
That's with respect.
Yeah.
If the Ravens, love you, love the Ravens, but if I'm Kirk McEwen and they say, "Hey, you want to come interview for the job?" I say, "Yeah, I'm Kirk McEwen."
Congratulations, JP.
JP's great.
I look forward to hearing you all season long and for many to come.
I obviously the big story yesterday was Nnamdi Madubuike was out there.
I almost passed out.
Yeah.
When I heard that he was off the PUP list and I looked over there he is. There's 92 on the field.
And we heard from Jesse Minter afterwards they're going to take it easy with him, which makes all the sense in the world, and we'll see. He wouldn't be playing in the preseason anyway.
No.
They would never do that. I think to me the more interesting one is when they do these joint practices as camp goes on. Do they have him participate in those? Because that's when guys can get a little more ramped up and a little bit. That's the old preseason games are now those joint practices where this is your chance to be competitive before the season begins. So if they let him participate in those, I think that's a huge statement about the faith they have in him to be ready to play a significant number of snaps when the season begins.
Brother, man, that's your neck. That's your neck. It's attached to your helmet.
Man, look, he had access to all the best doctors in the world. If he's good, he's good. And this is eternally. This is always a difficult conversation to have with football players, right? Because Tua, this conversation comes up a lot, where it's easy for us to say, "Dude, what are you doing?
Yeah,
stop it. Go and have a good life, brother. You've made money." You're going to be okay money-wise. You can always go do something else, broadcast, coach, whatever you want to do. Don't do this to yourself. But then you talk to a football player, and they say, no, I understand exactly why he's still doing this. If this is my body, I get to make this choice. I have a limited amount of time in which I can do something like this. I'm going to give it every opportunity. And I get it. I understand that thought process. And obviously for us, we want Nnamdi Madubuike out there because he can be a game changer. I mean, he was when 2 years ago he was playing at I don't want to say Aaron Donald level, but just a step below an Aaron Donald level.
No question about it.
But man, it's tough because there is that part of you when you're like, am I comfortable with it? Do I love that dude's risking his neck? There is an awkwardness to all of this.
Well, you look at a Ravens defensive line that would feature Nnamdi Madubuike, Travis Jones, Calais Campbell with Trey Hendrickson and Mike Green coming off the side. That's formidable. And I think that if Nnamdi is back and healthy, that does so much. It just lifts all the boats. There's another side of the story, though, when you look at the San Francisco 49ers linebacker, I guess his name was Chris Borland, who played for a couple of years and decided, you know what, I'm going to jump off. Yeah, I think I've made enough money.
And look, Patrick Willis played a little bit longer than Borland did, but Patrick Willis at a very young age just said, no, it's not worth it for me. I'm not doing it.
But look, you have a window of opportunity. And I had an argument with somebody like Tom Brady. Just quit. You won 6 Super Bowls. Why are you going to?
Is it worth
losing
continue? Your wife? Is it worth losing your wife over this?
I don't know. We can't see into the bedroom. Yeah, we don't know what's going on. But what did he do? He went and won another Super Bowl to forever cement his legacy.
Oh, and that one, that was more about the Belichick ego thing. Like, that was more about, like, I needed to do this to show everyone it was me more than it was him.
No question about it.
I had to get that one more.
But I've been watching Joe Flacco on this quarterback thing, and at 41 or so, you still have the ability to spin a football better than most, and people still want you to play. Why wouldn't you?
I don't know how much you know about my relationship with Joe, but I've been friends with Joe for a very long time. Joe's a 10 as a human. Like, one of my favorites.
And you get that from the doc.
And like, when I found that he was going to do this, I was like, oh, this is going to be perfect, because like that Thursday night game last year, the Bengals versus the Steelers.
Oh, he lit them up.
And then him at the podium afterwards was one of my favorite moments of the year, because he was just that was when he talked about like eating by himself at a restaurant. And like, he was just really kind of bearing his soul about why he's doing it. It's funny because I've got buddies who work for the NFL. So Joe was on my show like 2 weeks ago, and one of the clips got a lot of traction. And my buddies were like, I never thought I thought he didn't care about football. I never thought he'd be the guy that was still doing this. I'm like, you miss it with Joe, because he is kind of aloof. He is kind of But
don't think he don't love the game.
Ask anyone who was ever around him.
Yeah.
Like, he is deeply invested. The way that people would say, like, oh, I don't think he was going out of his way for Lamar. Lamar loves Joe. Loves Joe. Remember when they saw each other at NFL Honors a couple years ago? Lamar, like, went running up to him and threw himself around him. And, Joe's just not that, like... He's like, like he gives the half hug.
Side hug as kids give their mom.
He's more of that type of guy. And like, early on, when Joe and I would interact, I was like, does this guy hate me? Because we talked his rookie season, we had a deal at the old radio station where he was coming on with us once a week, and then he wrote a column for us.
Oh yeah,
which was just Drew or I calling him on Wednesday night and saying, "What do we put in this column this week?" And him saying, "I don't know, man. What should we say?"
Yeah.
But like, they would be, and that you would hear that, and you'd be like, "Man, is this guy annoyed by me? Does he not want me to talk to him?"
Well,
and then you get to know him, and he's really thoughtful. Like, the stuff with the trophy is so thoughtful to me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I really thought this was gonna matter, but as it turns out, it doesn't really matter to me, and it was just somewhere buried in my dad's garage.
Finds his ring and is like, the kids love it.
Yeah, right? Like, but what he says about that resonates with you. I just went to Tanzania a couple weeks ago, right?
Brilliant.
Dude, it was a trip of a lifetime. Like, as I told you, it's just, I'll never be able to explain.
Yeah.
So when you're there, you're like, I gotta get souvenirs. I have to buy things. So I will have this. And then you realize a week later, like, I don't care about any of these physical things. What you care about is the experience that you had.
Bro, if I could get a spear, I'm
well,
bringing
yeah,
that home.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would have let me
Give
bring
me
the spear
ring.
on the plane. I didn't go the nose ring route. I didn't
right.
go that route. But I did get like a Tanzania a soccer scarf.
Now we're talking.
And like I bought a bunch of stuff, but I realized like the stuff isn't the part that matters. It's the memories that my kids are going to be able to talk about this for the rest of their life. For the rest of my life, I'm going to remember taking a hot air balloon ride over the Serengeti and Joe saying, dude, it's not that it doesn't matter to me. The memories matter to me. The experience, the accomplishment of winning the Super Bowl is the most important thing ever.
Yeah, you need to take my kids to Tanzania next time,
bro. Let's make it.
Jeez.
I will go back.
They'll never
back.
forget that
It's
trip you take them on.
Greatest thing that I can't
That
even
would
put
be
into words.
perfect.
It was so perfect. But yeah, the Joe it's special in that way.
And he's fun to watch. Cam Ward, they could have done without, I thought, in the documentary.
Yeah.
Jaden, I liked watching him, and I guess it was Baker Mayfield.
Jaden's really likable.
Yeah.
He's quite likable.
Well, his mom thought it was about her.
Yeah, that's the right.
So that was.
But Jaden,
she was a big part of things.
She was.
I forgot we had Jaden on this show a couple years ago.
See that?
It's the number of times that I forget about like a guest that we've had on at some point.
He knows more about this than he's forgotten more about this than you know.
It's so wild. But like Jaden was awesome.
He is.
He came on some podunk podcast in Baltimore when he was getting ready for the draft. And he killed. He slayed. Like, he was into it. He was great. I'm like, this guy is incredibly. I hate saying this too because we had a run with LSU quarterbacks. You know who also was a killer guest? Was Burrow. Like,
Oh yeah.
Burrow was an amazing guest. Like,
As you would expect him to be.
yeah, he was awesome, and I hate that because I know we're supposed to hate Joe Burrow now, but like, I'll never hate that guy.
That's
he
good.
was so incredibly likable. Give me your, because I want to talk about your history in a minute, but give me your. You've been able to meet people, interview, hang out backstage.
Yeah.
I always the way that I frame the question when I do it is give me your pinch me moment. Like, I always, whenever we have someone who's been successful, who's accomplished things, I like to ask the question, what is your pinch me moment? Like, what is the, I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe this is real and this is actually my life. And I've had a bunch.
Yeah.
And I'm not Kirk McEwen, but like, I think about, I was in Arizona when the 2 years that I lived out there, and I was covering the Diamondbacks in the NLCS, and I was walking up a ramp, and this gentleman was walking slowly next to me and stopped me and said, "Son, could you kind of hold my arm and walk with me?" And it was Frank Robinson.
How about that?
And then I got to tell Frank Robinson how much he meant to my father. What
are the chances in Arizona?
It just happened to work out that way,
Yeah.
right? Like, and that to me stands out. Griffin and I were talking the other day about, like, uniquely, Muhammad Ali lived in Arizona when I lived in Arizona, and I saw him. I was probably around Muhammad Ali 100 times.
He's my cousin. Did you know that?
Shut the F up.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Shut the F up.
My father's mother's name was Julia Clay, and she grew up in Louisville. Yeah. Yeah, Julia Clay. Now, listen, I never went on 23andMe or anything to check, but I'll tell you what, my son looks like him when he was young. My father looks like him a little bit.
I'm peeling back layers.
Isn't
bro.
that crazy? Yeah,
that
Cassius Clay and Julia Clay were probably related.
That was so unique to me because it was something that I shared.
That's big. I never met him.
And he didn't want anybody to know that he was in bad condition, and we just talked, and like, that to me is I can't believe I got to do that. It was so happenstance. A couple of them, right? Because I'm sure you could do this for an hour. If you had to do your pinch me moments, what have been the great pinch me moments in your life?
There's a couple. One that really stands out is 1996, working at 98 Rock and going out to cover the Grammys in California, and having my brother being on the TV station that carried the Grammys.
CBS, sure, right.
So upstairs there was Entertainment Tonight, Access Hollywood, CBS, and maybe Rolling Stone, and the winners would by one come by, and other dignitaries. But being there for a week in L.A., staying at the Mondrian Hotel, and Liza Minnelli coming through that rotating door that you come in.
Man.
I interviewed Mike Mills from REM and forgot to press record. And so when I saw him the next day, I said, "Mike, I can't believe it, but I didn't record. Could I get you again?" And he very graciously granted me another interview.
Wow, that's cool.
Being at the Viper Room, watching Michael DeBar's band, and having
Adam Duritz wasn't your bartender, was he?
He might have been.
Yeah, right.
I was sitting down, but Beverly D'Angelo, is that her name?
From Vacation.
She was looking at me thinking I was Darius Rucker because they won Best New Artist that year. When the lights came up, she looked at me and like, "Get
Do you know Darius?
I do.
Okay, so
I was at his hotel room. Darius Rucker came to my house when I lived in Baltimore, right off of Martin Luther King Boulevard. Somebody called and said, "Bro, Darius Rucker just walked into the horse you came in on." So the girl I was seeing at the time, Julie, I said, "Do you want to go down there?" She said, "Yeah." So we jumped in our car. We went down to the horse you came in on. And I swear to God, I walked in and I saw some guy back up from Darius go, "My bad, dude. I thought you were Kirk."
Shut up.
Yeah. So
Shut up.
I sang with Darius, let her cry or something.
Oh.
We went back to my house, pulled a couple of tubes, and Darius said, "You don't look like me. You're better looking than I am."
Oh, my God, man.
Fast forward to the Grammys. I go up to his hotel room. He's got 1 million people standing around and listening to Fairweather Johnson, the second album. And he
It's
says,
like Tucker's Town and all that.
"You don't look like me. You're fatter than I am." I said, "Check, please. I'm getting out of here." But the whole Grammy situation, meeting all these people, and meeting David Bowie. My brother did a show called A&E Live by Request, and people could fax in, call in, shout it out from the audience. Play Modern Love, play Ziggy Stardust. after the show, David, who had just gotten his teeth done, he had bad teeth most of his life,
Yeah,
but
I
he
don't
just
think I
gotten
knew
them.
that.
Oh yeah, go back and look at early
Okay.
David Bowie pictures, and then look at him later, and he's gleaming, smiling so big when he got his teeth done. But I got to go back to his hotel and meet him for just a brief second, and I'm a huge David Bowie fan, and that was way up there.
Wow, man.
Those are just a couple of instances. And winning pitch, hit, and run when I didn't win, but I got second place. And to be 12 years old and sit up on the dais with Pete Rose and his son Pete Jr., Rich Goose Gossage.
Holy crap.
Jim Palmer started that game and gave up a home run right first batter. Joe Morgan hits a ball out of the ballpark. But here I am at 12 years old at Yankee Stadium, running around the bases for a time, throwing the ball up and hitting it fungo style, and then pitching 3 balls into a net. Now, I didn't win, but that was one of the best. It's seeing Ken Singleton, who I loved. He'd always bend down and pick 3 stones out of the batter's box before he batted. Did you know
I
that?
don't think I ever knew that.
Ken Singleton would always come to the batter's box and bend down and pick 3 stones out, just like Mike Hargrove was the human rain delay. Ken Singleton, that was his thing, and then he would settle in whether he's batting right or left. But Singy, and then I tried out when he left Channel 13, I tried to get that job, and I lost out to Chris Ely. Many thought I should have gotten that job, but they thought I was going to get the job, get good, and go off somewhere else.
Take a bigger,
and then they would have to do it again. But though,
people forget that Ken just literally was like Mark Viviano. Like he was just working as the sports director, like at WJZ. Like
and then he went to
Yep,
New York to
yep.
do the broadcast on the
100%.
Yankees.
Those are pretty good, man. Those
Yeah,
are, that didn't suck.
Yeah, those are fun.
That was a decent. I knew I would get a good story out of that.
I remember
I've had a lot of people actually tell me, because I don't even remember 98 Rock playing Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah.
But I've had so many people tell me that they discovered Hootie and the Blowfish because of you.
I saw their first video for Hold My Hand. I was like, I had to rub my eyes. Is that?
That's a brother,
I don't
right?
remember
Yeah.
doing. No, I thought it was me.
Oh,
He looked just like me. I mean, you turned the hat around and had the goatee, and I played it up at the Grammys. And Darius and I, we took a picture together, and we looked sort of
that's
similar.
so cool, man.
Julie's got that picture. I know she does.
So I
Willie Mays told me I looked like Tony Dorsett when I was 12 years old, because Tony Dorsett had just won the Heisman.
kind of see something. I could kind of see that.
Yeah.
At the risk of doing like a all black dudes look alike, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to have that conversation.
Willie
but
Mays, the greatest ball player ever.
That's, I mean, just the fact that Willie Mays told you that.
Oh my God!
Stop.
Hank Aaron was across the street, and my parents were
Stop.
like, "Go get his autograph." And I'm like, "I'm not going to." And I mean, it's Hank Aaron.
Man.
Yeah,
Man,
so-
that's cool.
Yeah,
That's so
as a young kid, that was you just doesn't get much better than that.
I want to talk more about your history. I want to talk more about you, how you became Kirk McEwen, Baltimore radio icon.
Yeah.
We're going to grab a break. We come back in. Kirk McEwen's here. Still to come today. A couple of really good guests. Top Orioles prospect Enrique Bradfield Jr. is going to join us. And it's a day for juniors. Former Red Sox outfielder. Boo. But Jackie Bradley Jr., for those that don't know, it's very cool. He's now playing for the Indianapolis Clowns in Banana Ball and is coming to Bowie this weekend. I'm looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to chatting with him.
Guys that are juniors and guys with Brad in their name.
It's true, right?
Yeah.
Like, how did that Brad Jr.? It became a big Brad Jr. day today. I don't know what's going on with that. But that's all still to come. Kirk McEwen, 98 Rock, in studio with us. It is the Thursday edition of Glenn Clark Radio.
The stars are shining brighter at Live Casino this summer. Celebrate America's 250th with $1 million. Earn entries daily July 1st through August 29th and snap a pic with our game board for a chance to win $100 in free play every week. We'll draw 50 free play winners each Saturday and $1 million winner on August 29th. Light it up at Live Casino. At Arundel Mills, must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your car is more than just a ride. It's an investment. At Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington, we've spent over 20 years perfecting the art of repair. From high-end imports to your trusted daily driver, we handle all makes and models with elite precision. Our team holds the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, ICAR Platinum, and specialized aluminum certifications. We make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery because at Leading Edge, customer satisfaction comes first. And remember, with insurance, it's your car and it's your choice. Choose the experts. Leading Edge Auto Body. Quality you can see. Service you can trust. Go to leadingedautobody.com today.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
This is Byron Warnken. If you've been injured in a car or truck crash, you probably know this is stressful. Medical bills, the insurance company giving you the runaround, you got to get your car fixed. You don't just need a lawyer, you need results. At Warnken LLC, we represent the injured across Maryland. Whether it's a car or truck crash case, medical malpractice, or any other serious personal injury, we fight for maximum compensation for you and maximum ease for you. You don't want to have to deal with this stuff. Warnken LLC has been voted best personal injury law firm in Maryland for a reason. For us, 443 Results isn't just a phone number, it's our mission. Get the advocate that you need. Call us today, 443 Results, or visit us online, warnkenlaw.com. That's WARNKENLAW.com.
Make the most out of every day in your Toyota RAV4. Available in hybrid or gas-only models. A RAV4 can get you where you want to go in style. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals on new RAV4s from your local Toyota dealer today.
When you feel invisible, exhausted, stressed, or anxious, when you have days that just feel too hard to get through, you are not alone. If you or someone you love is struggling with mental health or problems with drugs or alcohol, help is right in your hands. Call or text 988 to get support whenever you need it. Help is here. Call or text 988. Brought to you by Maryland Department of Health.
Coming back in here with Glenn and the other guy, Garrett, whatever his name is. You know who they are.
All right, so Kirk told us something earlier because I was talking about how we had Wendell Pierce on the show yesterday, which is, but if you ask me how my week's been, that's what I'm going to tell you is I had Wendell Pierce on the show yesterday.
I drift off into the ether.
Bro,
yeah.
There are only a few. There have been a few over the years.
That's great.
And when Griffin said, "Hey, by the way, we got Wendell Pierce," I said, "Brother, you have earned you have earned
Damn
every
you,
ounce
Wendell.
of." God, I love that man. I did ask him, ironically, because we're about to play this clip. Giancarlo Esposito came to Comic-Con last year.
Okay.
And I actually asked Griffin to track down Giancarlo Esposito, and he was not able to. And it's bothered me because
it's the first that slipped through.
Famously, we were just talking during the break, Kirk and I, about my former producer, Ryan Schell, who worked over at the
Great
BAL.
dude.
And when I first started doing afternoons on the old radio station, and Ryan was my producer, I wanted to challenge him, right? Because I had taught him kind of booking and all of that. And I said, hey, Stan Lee is coming to Comic-Con this year.
Whoa.
Try to get Stan Lee on.
Oh, try to get vice president.
Okay, well, he got Stan Lee on.
Damn right he did.
He got Stan Lee on, and it's the thing that I, like on a rainy day, when I'm having a difficult day, I will never forget that at the end of a conversation, Stan Lee said to me, "Thanks, Glenn, and you're a hell of a good interviewer."
Oh, God.
And I went on dark day, Kirk, on dark days,
Yeah.
I've got that.
That's so strong.
I've got that. I can go
And
back
true,
to
and
that
true.
moment,
Yeah.
and it gets me through.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about Wendell Pierce and The Wire, and Kirk, I did not know this, told us that he played a dead guy on Homicide.
At first I thought it was on The Wire, and then I had to reshuffle the deck.
Remember
And
which one it was.
Life on the Street.
So Griffin believes he's found it.
I believe so, yes. Yeah.
This was Homicide the movie.
This was like the finale, right? To
Yes.
the show. I got to watch this show. I have not watched it.
The year 2000, is that when
That's when the movie came. Yeah, that was the finale
They
to the
put it back
show.
on Peacock a couple years ago, and I got like
was it on HBO at 1.2?
I got like a season in of rewatching Homicide, and I do need to go back and finish. I was a very young man at this point in my life.
Yeah, it gave Baltimore kind of a bad reputation around the country.
Definitely did.
But it's
a hell of a show.
Baltimore, actually, I like it.
And Andre Braugher is brilliant, who, of course, the younger people know from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
He's no longer with us.
Yeah, it's just, God, what a genius that guy. It's big. Wendell Pierce, like Andre Braugher, is just
made an impact on young GC.
Man. So, Griffin, you've got the clip?
Thanks, Ed. You're a hell of a good interviewer. I enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah, that's the better clip. Thank you for that clip. Thank you for that one.
Oh, that's really
my
good.
God,
Stan
man.
Lee.
I have that.
With the new Spider-Man coming out.
Dude, I think about that so frequently. All right.
Thanks, Ed. You're a hell of a good interviewer. I enjoyed talking to you.
He knows what works for me. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows.
He can carry that through.
We've been doing this for a while. All right, so this is Homicide the movie.
Yes.
And you believe you found Kirk McEwen dead guy in this.
Yin yang.
I don't want to get in trouble. I don't know how much of it we have.
Examine the concept. That's all I'm saying. Yo, officer. Gentlemen.
Mike Giardello. As I live and as I breathe. I heard you traded the Bureau for a beat.
Working on my detective shield.
You love a man in uniform.
Did I miss him?
Check you out.
There's a better
Your
shot.
pop's out there
You can see him in the
stumping
back.
for mayor, and you're back here having yourself a little yard sale.
Oh, it's been a real media circus. Every time I open the front door, it's like candid camera.
Hey, Alan Funt was a great American, okay? And I took his passing very, very personally.
So what we got here?
Local dealer, shot in the head, then dead about a day.
Does our deadhead have a name?
Joseph Hardwick, a.k.a.
Man.
Yin Yang.
Yin yang.
Man.
Looks like he should have yin.
Looks like he
Man.
yang when he should have yang.
Tell me about.
Hey, Mike.
Pretty good. That's pretty
Looks
good.
like he should have yin, but he went ahead and yang.
So what? You said they filmed this in the winter?
That was in the winter. Lay it on the ground in Canton.
My God.
And you were not allowed to breathe because
You're
gonna
dead.
Get that,
Yeah,
right.
you're dead.
Yeah. Cut. Kirk, listen. We're gonna shoot it again. Listen. Take a deep breath and hold it for 15 or 20 seconds. All right, ready? Quiet on the set. Action. And then I got it on the second one, but you would try and sneak a breath in, and steam comes out, and you have ruined the scene.
Man, that is cool.
That's what you learn on the go.
Have you done other acting? Have you done?
Yeah. Not a lot, but I was in Crybaby. That's my big one.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, I was convict number 1 in Crybaby, and
nice.
You don't see me, but you hear me. I'm in a cell in Jessup.
Okay. Now, how are the residuals for the for convict number 1 in Crybaby?
They weren't bad at first.
Yeah?
I was getting checks like $15, $20 the first year or two.
Hey, man.
I got one for $1.12 in February. So I'm looking for another one probably in October. It's like every 6-8 months.
Maybe that one will be 97 cents at this point.
Yeah, it starts out like $3.40, and then people they want to take some of it.
Yeah.
So when
man.
it gets to me, it's like $1. But yeah, Johnny Depp asked me for a Marlboro when I was smoking.
That's cool.
Yeah, he was just off 21 Jump Street. That was his first major motion picture. Now look at him. He's Jack Sparrow.
It worked out all right for him.
It did.
Worked out decently for him despite his trials and tribulations.
Those are my 2 big credits.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, I want to know about Kirk McEwen. Kirk McEwen in studio with us today here on GCR. Today's show brought to you by the new print issue of Press Box, which is available for free right now at your Baltimore area High's Dairy stores, any of the hundreds of locations around town where you find Press Box.
The young Kevin Brown on the cover.
Who's outstanding.
Yeah.
He's just really, really good. Great cover story about Kevin. Go pick that up right now. You can read it all, PressBoxOnline.com. Give me the... When did you know you wanted to do this? And did you always know that you wanted to be a DJ? Did you want to get into sports broadcasting? Start me from the beginning of how the path began for Kirk McEwen.
Just like any young boy, I wanted to be a truck driver, see the country, from a big seat up in the big rig.
It's so funny you said that. Mrs. Clark, we were one time watching, what's the Julia Roberts movie, the hooker movie?
Pretty Woman?
Pretty Woman. We're watching Pretty Woman. And she said, because we were young when that movie came out, she was like, I watched it, and then I looked up at my parents and said, I want to be a hooker. She got to meet Richard Gere and fall in love. Why wouldn't a young lady at that point want to be a hooker?
Richard Gere's name in that movie is one of my best friends named Ed Lewis.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I know his name, but I don't know why. And then I saw Rocky, and I went jogging around the neighborhood and drinking cups of
eggs,
raw eggs. Yeah, that lasted exactly 2 or 3 days. And then my brother went out to California to try and be a comedian.
Okay.
And he did pretty well. He was he came.
Is this Mark or is this your other?
It's Mark.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm the youngest of 6. Mark has by far had the most profound influence on me.
It's cool.
And so Mark went out to California, tried to be a comedian, came back. He got on the radio at Anne Arundel Community College with his friend Tony Coulter, who worked at 98 Rock. Tony Mad Dog Coulter. He was like the first black guy at 98 Rock on the air. And he wasn't there from the start, but he came in quite soon after, like in 1980. The station's going to be 50 years next year.
That's unbelievable, man.
I've been there for 30 of my 42 years in broadcasting. I started in 1984, left a couple of times. But when I saw my brother working on Anne Arundel Community College, and then he would work at WNAV and he'd do a sports broadcast, and I would tape it on cassette for him. He did a live sports cast at like 6:20 Monday through Friday, and that got him a job offer for a station in Detroit, W4, WWWW, Detroit's W4.
I am familiar with
Howard Stern worked there.
Yeah.
Steve Dahl worked there, and my brother was the music director. And from there, he went to the Loop in Chicago. I mean, look at these steps that he's going from Anne Arundel Community College to WKTK, I left out, which is now The Fan, 105.7. From KTK, he goes to W4 in Detroit. From Detroit, he goes to the Loop FM 98 in Chicago, where Chicago rocks.
Yep.
From there, a new
My
radio
buddy
station.
Tim Virgin worked at the Loop for a while.
One guy, Tim, I forget his name now. Anyway, the Loop, he goes to WAPP in New York, this new rock station. He gets fired from there. He got fired from WNEW, and then he goes to CBS and does the weatherman job there for like 18 years, where he's pop music editor and anchor, works with Bryant Gumbel, got the live by request on A&E. But I go back to all of the radio things. I'm like, man, this is pretty cool. He's from KTK. He's bringing me home Styx belt buckles and ZZ Top shirts and things like that. I'm wearing them, and black guys at school are like, what's up with you?
What's ZZ Top?
Yeah, what is Styx? Is that a rock band? And I'm like, yeah. So I figured out if I didn't get the big Baltimore O and everything okay and things like that, maybe I could have a job in radio. And so I got a job interview at 19 at 98 Rock. I thought I was going to be an intern, but they just fired somebody, and so they hired me at 19. And so I worked there, went to DC 101, came back to 98 Rock. I went somewhere else, came back to 98 Rock. So it was my brother's influence that got me into radio.
You always were a rock person. Like, this was always your interest. Obviously, everybody knows you're in Petticoat Junction, the Tom Petty Band.
Yeah.
Like, this was just always what your interest was. This wasn't just like what the job that was available was.
Well, people would say, what do you really listen to? When you're, no, it's always been rock and roll. But I mean, Earth, Wind and Fire, the Ohio Players,
Sure.
Brothers Johnson. When I went out to the Grammys, a story I told you earlier, Stevie Wonder walked down the hall, and I was like, Stevie. And Stevie stopped in his tracks, and he pivoted towards where he heard the sound come from and sticks his hand out. And I shook Stevie Wonder's hand, and I tell you, a bolt of lightning ran through my body. It was crazy.
That, man.
And I thanked him for the music, and he smiled and did that Stevie Wonder thing, and then his handlers whisked him down the hall.
Man.
Dave Brubeck came around the corner and went, hey, because he thought I was Darius Rucker.
There you go.
I'm like, Dave Brubeck doesn't know who I am.
Take five. Yeah, right?
Hey! Yep. He got all excited to meet me, and I shook his hand, and he kept going. But, yeah, my brother's had a huge impact on me starting in radio, and my father used to sing, so I would watch people come by and go into his studio where he had a little baby grand, and he would, so I saw that, and I knew I could sing. I sang in the chorus when I was a kid, but I didn't know if I could sing in a rock band until I had a chance with a band called Prophecy that were on one of the 98 Rock albums, and we had some karaoke machine up at the radio station, and Tom Myers, who was the promotions director at the time, heard me sing David Lee Roth, Yankee Rose.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about a Yankee Rose. And he said, man, you got something there. And so he put me together with his band. We called it Kirk McEwen of the Rock Zone Band. Prophecy would come out, they'd play a set, they'd come off stage, change their clothes, go back out with me in front, and we'd had a band going. So I did that for a while. I put my own bands together, the Kirk McEwen Band. and now Petticoat Junction. I had a band when I was in Tampa, and it's just a fun outlet. And
I don't want to take anything away from Kirk and Marianne, right?
Yeah.
Which is great. I love you guys together, the whole thing. But so many people associate you when they hear it's Kirk, Mark, and Lopez, right?
Yeah.
And for me, that was, in my formidable radio, I'm interested in getting into radio. Kirk, Mark, and Lopez was Baltimore radio. Like, this was what everyone listened to in town.
Yeah.
How did the three of you come together? How did that chemistry work? Like, tell me about because I can't imagine at that time. This is a time, we know that radio is not what it was. Like,
no, there's been siphoned off by Spotify and podcasting.
But this was at the height of Radio Matters, local radio matters, and you were doing the show.
Very edgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did all of that come together? What was it like to have? What was that feeling like to be a part of something so special?
Lopez, the erudite, just very plugged in. You either liked him or you didn't, but if you didn't like him, you would listen to get mad at why you didn't, because Lopez was a liberal who shot guns. He was very, just he didn't fit the mold, and he was just a very smart man. But Lopez looked at me at first like I was all style and no substance. I was like, "Sha-na-na-na-na," and screaming over songs and things like that. So he kind of looked at me down his nose a little bit at first. So they brought in Lopez. It was Woodworth and Lopez. It was kind of like a play on Woodward and Lothrop.
Yeah, sure.
And that was one of the first morning shows. And then it was Cordiff, Lopez, and Panzarella.
It's a mouthful.
Alan Cordiff, Lopez, and John Panzarella. And then John Panzarella, you hear him on TV all the time. He does like Brothers Services. He's a voiceover guy out of South Carolina now. All these itinerations of morning shows, and then it was Bird, Mark, and Lopez.
Yep.
And Bird, and the show just wasn't doing what they expected it to do. Bird came from Las Vegas. They thought they were going to have a huge hit on their hand, and the show spun its wheels for a year or two, and then management wanted to shake it up, and so they said, all right, Kirk and Bird are going to play this fictional pool game. Whoever loses needs to get up in the morning and do morning. So I lost. And so that was a way for them to try me out in the mornings. And I remember interviewing Nikki Sixx's wife, Donna D'Erico.
Ah, yes. Very attractive.
Yeah.
Very, very attractive.
And
she was on Baywatch, right?
She was. So we do this interview, and I go, so Donna, prenup? And she got real quiet. And I go, you're quiet. He had to have a prenup. And we did the interview. Awkwardly, she hangs up. The phone rings. It's Nikki Sixx, and he's pissed. And so we talk to Nikki. We play all this on the air. The boss loves it.
Yeah.
So it's going great. So Bird was moved to the afternoon. I moved into the mornings in 1997, and we went to 2006. And we were beating Howard Stern. We didn't bring light to it, but we were beating Howard Stern in Baltimore.
Well, you were the show. You were the show. You were what people listened to in the morning.
It was a good show. I mean, we did.
And I would say this, people that didn't otherwise listen to 98 Rock listened to Kirk, Mark, and Lopez.
Yeah.
You brought people to 98 Rock because of that show. And obviously, how Lopez...
Lopez passed away in 2005. We left in 2006, went across the street to what is now the Fan. But I think what their motive was to disable the mornings at 98 Rock. And we were only there for a year and 10 months. And then the world fell apart in 2008. And then I call it, that's when I went into the blender. And so I went to my agent. I have an agent in Seattle who's great, Paul Anderson, Workhouse Media. He's like, what do you think about Mobile, Alabama? And I'm like, I'm not going to Alabama. I'm not. So he got me Tampa.
Right.
And I worked with Chris Dingman, who was an enforcer in the
for the Lightning.
NHL. And for the Avs. He won a cup with the Avs and a cup with the Lightning. And I didn't know much about hockey, but, man, I had to ramp it up because here I am working with a guy that skated.
Yeah, the icon. Yeah, 100%. Right?
Yeah, so that show only lasted for a year and a half or so. CBS was bought out by Beasley. Beasley got in there, looked around the cluster. Who's underperforming? Well, the sports station is. Cut. December of 2014. So Merry Christmas. We're going to let you go right before Christmas. So I put my tail between my legs and I loaded up the truck and moved on back to karaoke country.
And did you know that you could go back to 98 Rock? Were you worried that they hated you?
I'd left twice before,
Yeah.
Glenn, but I'd never burned my bridge. And that's important if anybody's listening and wondering a way to exit. Don't, tip stuff over.
Yeah, don't go
No,
for
don't
everyone.
do that. No.
Yeah, don't go piss on the boss's desk.
No.
Don't do any
Although
of those
you
things.
want to do those
100%.
things or fry them in social media or on the other
Now,
outlets.
hang on a second. Now, I have maintained if you make me drive in to fire me,
Yeah.
I reserve the right that I get to urinate on any one thing. If you're going to fire me, fire me. That's fine.
Yeah.
But just let me get on with my day. Call me.
Yeah.
Say people are very mad that John Harbaugh got fired on the phone. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No. If you make me take more time out of my day,
Yeah.
and then you got to perp walk me out of the building on top of that
With
right?
your box
Like,
in your hand.
No. You can get someone you're paying can go collect my things.
Yeah.
And spend more of your money. You fired me. Like, no. You call me at home.
Yeah.
And if you make me go in to fire me, I get to piss on something.
I was working at HFS. It was a day in October. I'm outside grilling burgers at this new house I just built up the street from Cal Ripken.
Oh.
Big house. I didn't know the world was going to fall apart. I'm like, why are they giving me this great deal on
Yeah,
mortgage?
it turns out. Yeah, correct.
Man, I'm getting really
Yeah.
good. Honey, hey, honey, get in
Look
here.
how cheap this is.
Yeah.
You won't believe it.
I'm outside grilling burgers. The Ravens are getting ready to come on TV.
Yeah.
And I get a call from my boss at the time, Dave Labrosi. I don't know if you
I know
Hi,
Dave.
Kirk, Dave Labrosi. And I, hey, Dave, what's going on? Hey, listen, we're going in a different direction. Don't come in Monday morning. I'm like, sorry, but I thought you said don't come in
I don't know
Monday
I would-
morning.
yeah.
So that was the beginning of that scenario. Went to Tampa, came back, and then luckily Sarah Fleischer was about to retire after 37 years being on the radio.
Icon.
I had a mole in the radio station, and he said, did you hear Sarah's about to retire? And so I got back in December of 14, and then at her retirement, all the cameras were on, and they're like, why is Kirk in the studio? He don't work there. And then I was at her retirement at Power Plant Live, and then they put the job up because you got to advertise it.
Why has 98 Rock? You said it's about to be 50 years.
Yeah.
This is radio, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, BAL obviously 100 years, but that's different. Like, music radio stations just flip formats. They just do something else.
Yeah.
Why is 98 Rock different? Why has it sustained for as long as it has and continues to thrive the way that it does?
And it's a great question, and I will just put it as Russ Motla, one of my former program directors, put it to me, and it's stationality. If people have personalities, a station has a stationality.
Like a
It's
life
got
of
a
its own.
feel.
Yeah.
It's fun. When you think of 98 Rock, you don't think of music. You think of Lopez being staying in a block of ice for a while, or Bob Rivers staying on the air for all those days when the
100%.
Orioles lost 21
Yep.
games back in '88. Or you think of Kirk, Mark, and Lopez, and some of the, instead of South Park, we did Druid Hill Park, and some of those things. I'm home. I'm home. I'm naked, and I'm thinking about you. And we would call people at the 7-Eleven before caller ID, and you think about my big booty. You know what I mean? Things like that just were fun, and you listened. We did Kirk, Mark, and Lopez Palooza, selling out Merriweather Post with Tommy Chong and Robert Schimmel, God rest his soul, and the Scorpions playing with Jim Brewer and things like that. I mean, we didn't do it too big. We didn't turn into HFS and do HF festivals. That station turned into a concert promoter. But the station has been, and it's all about Baltimore too.
Yeah, and that part of it, I think, is so it's so.
Yeah.
You're not
we
farming
do charities and things.
Yep.
There's a station in town that says we play what we want. Well, nobody works at that station.
Correct. We don't know you.
Yeah,
We
you
don't know.
you're nobody.
Yes.
You're a jukebox that
just
nobody
an iPod. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That nobody gets any benefit from your station in Baltimore. But we do all these things to Casey Cares is
It's the presence.
Yeah,
It's the presence.
Yes, yeah. And the Ravens and the Orioles have both been on other stations,
And
yet
come
they're
back.
both on 98 Rock, who is not a sports station by calling, yet both of those franchises feel better on 98 Rock because of the way they're treated.
It's a really good point, man.
Yeah.
It's a really good point. It's always been present. It's always been a part
And
of
it's
your...
a flamethrower. You can get it in Virginia. You can
That's
get
a
it up
good
in
point,
Pennsylvania.
too.
Yeah,
It is a good point.
Yeah,
Like
Hearst owns 2 stations. They used to own a ton. Now they own WBAL AM 1090 and FM 101.5 and 98 Rock. They also own
a million
slew of
television
TV stations
right?
and Good Housekeeping, Cosmopolitan, if those are still a thing. But the building's paid for in Baltimore. They don't have a mortgage payment, so it just makes money for them.
They care about the programming is the thing that I've always noticed. They care about the program. They don't just fire someone for the sake of firing them,
right?
And we can put somebody else in who's younger. They care about it. They think it matters that you've known these people for a long time.
Yeah, Amelia's last ride. She's retiring
100%
after
right?
20-some years, and they're giving her like a send-off instead of disappearing in the middle of the night. And you would say, scratch her head and say, what happened to
Did I
that
just
person?
fall off a cliff?
Right.
What the hell?
Yeah,
Why
wait till I retire. I want a last ride.
Oh, my
yo.
God, yeah.
Give me. I want a rocking chair from every city.
Knowing you, you're going to die on the air.
Oh,
you're not
God.
going to retire.
Hopefully not this week.
No. But you're going to, I was convinced that Brett Favre wanted to die on a football field. Like, he just didn't, I'm going to die on the football field. You're not going to, you're just going to keep doing this.
I would hurt myself if I have too much free time. I'll get into stuff. I like getting up in the morning, looking for some stories, getting to the gym. I got a nice regimen. Come home, get the shower, go to work. Now I'm at work for 5 or 6 hours. I can't get down at happy hour, be drinking Orange Crushes or whatever I like to do. And then I get off. Sometimes I'll have a drinky drink. Sometimes not. Go right to bed. And then rinse and repeat.
I got to real quick. We're gonna play a quick game that Griffin prepared for us. But and then we got to talk to Enrique Bradfield. I do want to know. Have you ever had the experience of finding out someone was a listener that was a significant? Like, been somewhere, you know this person because they're a significant person. Turns out they know you because they've listened to you, and they're. Have you ever had that type of moment?
Nothing springs to mind, but I had a dune buggy back in the day.
Okay.
My buddy BK from Ocean City was down in Florida looking at a dune buggy, and the guy somehow was like, there was a sticker on his dune buggy that reminded my buddy, and he said, yeah, my buddy Kirk McEwen. And Kirk McEwen! I mean, down in some spot in Florida that the guy knew who I was, that really caught my buddy off guard. But, there's people. Yesterday at camp, Lacey DaCosta stopped by for a second. I'm like, I really enjoyed your text about you guys can have him back now.
Mm-hmm.
And I tweeted at her, hey, great to finally meet you, blah, blah, blah. And she said, I've listened to 98 Rock and you guys for a long, long time.
That's cool.
So there's people out there that
find joy. I'm thinking, there's got to be, because I had this experience. My friend, my buddy, a very close friend of mine, Zach from the band All Time Low.
Yeah.
I did, when I was, it just wasn't my music necessarily.
Yeah.
But I knew who they were. And in 2012, 2011, something like that, they were playing at the Preakness.
Yeah.
And he came over and was like, I listen to you all the time.
Isn't that crazy?
And I'm like, oh, well, you're doing really well. And as it turns out, we became very, very close friends.
Yeah.
But I gotta think that when somebody like Turnstile pops off,
yeah,
those guys had to be listening to 98 Rock their entire lives.
They're hard. You know what? They're hard to get to now. I'll tell you what. Lizzie Hale. I used to play her stuff on home tapes back in the day. Hailstorm played with Ozzy at his Back to the Beginning or whatever concert before his death in Birmingham. So I know she listened,
That's
and
cool. That's cool.
Doing the Preakness up on stage.
Steve Gorman, Black Rose?
Yes.
So that was a wild one for me.
Yeah.
When he came and introduced himself to me at the Super Bowl one year.
Dude.
He's like, I'm from Timonium. When I'm home, I listen all the time.
I didn't know he was from Timonium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, if you ever want me to call in, I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you out of your mind? Yeah. I made the mistake of posting that I was going to the Black Crow show when they were at Merriweather, and he texted me. He's like, what are you doing, asshole?
That's great.
Yeah, great guy. Great guy.
Oh, yeah.
Man. All right, so let's play this game before Enrique Bradfield calls in. Okay. So Griffin did this to me the other day.
Okay.
Now, did you do the original game this time?
Yeah, we could do.
He did for me. You've seen the Odyssey, right?
I'm mad at the Odyssey. I saw it last weekend.
Yeah.
Listen,
I love
real quick. They could have cut some of those fight scenes. Zendaya, who looks like my daughter, didn't really need to be in there.
She's Athena.
Charlize, I know, but it was just fluff. Charlize Theron didn't really understand that. The witch thing with the sheep that were men. They had a love child that they've cut out.
I know. Well, this is Nolan's adaptation.
Oh, God.
It's not historically
those are some of the problems I had with it.
Okay.
So I have not seen the Odyssey.
We can talk about it for an hour.
Lollapalooza is going on right now in Chicago.
Okay.
Griffin gave to me, is this an act at Lollapalooza or is this something related to the Odyssey?
Okay.
And it was a struggle for me.
Oh, wow.
I think I ended up doing...
You did it 55%.
I want to say somewhere around 60.
I
think
you're... Yeah,
something like
Might
that.
have been 60.
But the original concept that he had was, is this an act at Lollapalooza or just words I made up.
Oh,
So
all right. I do like I like the angle with the movies.
Yeah. So I wanted him to give that one to you.
Okay.
And I obviously are these some of the ones you gave me?
Some of them might. Some of them.
Okay,
some of them
all
are
right.
new
Well,
ones.
I'll decide
also
whether I
rediscovering
jump in or
them.
not. Yeah, right. Because I also you could have told it to me the other day and I've already forgotten. Yeah,
Okay.
That's completely
All right, good.
possible.
All right. So I'll shout out McNugget What on a Reddit user. Also came up with a bunch of random band names.
Oh, in order to help
yeah,
this?
some
Okay,
some
all right.
stealing.
What's
from
up,
him a bit as
McNugget
well.
What?
Yeah, McNugget what? Legend.
Okay. All right. So let's start. What we're doing: Lollapalooza or fake band name.
Okay.
Let's do Easy Feet.
Easy Feet.
Yeah.
That's a fake band name.
I think
That is
he's
a fake
right.
name.
Yeah.
That is a fake name.
Yeah.
I do like it though.
Yeah.
I might write
Yeah,
that down.
might be your next band name.
You know what? I got this
Easy-
band. I'm putting
Yeah.
through and I don't have a name yet.
Easy Feet might be the one. Thanks, McNugget. What?
How about Bad Nerves?
Bad Nerves is a real band.
They are. Yeah. All right. They're
Not
forming.
getting
They're,
it.
they're,
You're not getting- this is Kirk McEwen. You're
Easy
talking
Feet.
about. You better
Before we
step your game up over there, brother.
They're forming at
This is
1:30.
Kirk- this is
today.
Kirk McEwen,
I don't know.
man.
Well,
What
then
are
I
the
don't know
odds?
if I'll be able to get it by him.
Oh, sure you will.
How about Pearly Drops?
Pearly Drops. I'm going to say that is a fake band.
They are opening up for Lollapalooza. And, actually, just now, 7 minutes ago, they started. They
All
took the
right,
stage.
Pearly
I
Drops.
was with Kirk because I thought it was too similar to Pearl Jam. I'm like, there's no way that you're doing Pearly Drops as your band
Wasn't
name.
that a toothpaste back in the day? Pearl Drops?
That sounds.
Yeah,
That
Pearl
sounds
Drops.
something like
They just
that.
put the Pearly out there.
Chalk.
Chalk's a band.
Chalk is a band.
Damn,
Yes.
it was all
Chalk
over
is
that
a
one.
band. Yeah. How about the Viagra
It was
Boys?
indeed. Pearl Drops was indeed a toothpaste.
Yeah. And the Viagra Boys are a band.
They are. Yeah. They're on at 9 o'clock tonight.
Yo,
Kirk's all over it.
That's a great
by
band.
the way, I think I would have been 1 for 5 so far.
And if they're looking for a member, I'm a Viagra boy.
Nicely done.
Little Big Guy?
That's made up.
That is made up.
Yeah.
Damn.
Let's go with
Hey, McNugget what?
Biscuit Kings.
Biscuit Kings. They're a band.
They are not a band.
Biscuit Kings. Let me write that.
I wanted to believe Biscuit Kings were a band because when I made my first trip to North Carolina, I definitely was a Biscuit King. Man.
Yeah, Biscuit Kings.
Popping into Bojangles and Biscuitville.
We got Layover Diarrhea.
I'm going to say that is not a band.
That's a fake.
No way.
That is
There's
fake.
no
That
way.
is fake.
No way.
Nobody's at the show.
100%.
Where do I want to go now? Let's do.
Layover
Trying to
Diarrhea.
figure out.
Man.
Mr. G.
Mr. G? That's not a band.
That's an act at Lollapalooza.
Okay.
No.
Mr.
Yeah,
G.
Mr. G. He'll be at 1:30 tomorrow. I think he's today as well. Yeah.
That's like Lady D. It'd be at the sister
Who
act.
was the Miss Dynamite from a few years ago? Remember Miss Dynamite? Her she was named Miss Dynamite, and her song was also called Miss Dynamite.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
like Bad Company.
That's true.
We'll do Peace Control.
Peace Control? Sounds like a band to me.
That is a real band. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're on Saturday at noon. About Om Nom.
Om Nom's a band.
That is, yeah, they are. They
All
are.
over it.
They are.
All over it. Kirk's gonna start giving you facts. He's gonna be
I
like,
know, right?
"Yeah, they're from Billings, Montana."
Yeah, they lost their drummer, but the keyboard player slid over.
Dry Lube.
Dry Lube, no way. I like that one, though.
Think
Kirk's
about
too
it.
good at
Dry
this.
Lube.
Got to think about it.
The Blooper Troopers.
Blooper Troopers, that's not a band.
No, they're not.
Damn,
Man.
you are really struggling to
Man,
get past him.
Making me look bad here.
I'm blocking the net.
We'll do Mama.
Mama's a band.
They are.
Yeah, go Mama.
The Frost Children.
The Frost Children's a band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like 18 for 20, man.
Yeah.
Like he's killing it over here.
Die Spitz.
No way.
They're a real band.
Oh.
They're going on right before Frost Children.
Oh.
I'm not pondering, though. I'm going right for it.
Yeah.
The Q Brothers.
The Q
Yeah,
Brothers are a band, yeah.
This is the exact opposite of when he did this game with me, and I sat here like,
Got out a 50-50 chance.
I'm like, it sounds kind of Greek, maybe.
I tell you what I'm really good at is guessing ages, but I can only do 2 or 3 in a row, and I got to do it quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like we're just people you see on the street?
Yeah, you can walk up to me, and I can figure out how old you
wow,
are.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Color Currency.
Yeah, that's a band.
No, that's fake. Not real. Salmon Jalapeno.
That's not a band.
That's correct. They're not a band.
Yeah, there's
Not
no
a band.
way. That's
Not a
dumb.
band.
That's just dumb.
Yeah.
That's dumb. You
Yeah.
Salmon
It's not-
Jalapeno.
obviously, there's a million dumber band names, but still.
Yeah, Mornings with Bumpy and the Spider.
Squirrel Flower.
That's not a band.
Nope, they are going on 12:30 on Sunday.
What is a squirrel flower, everybody?
There's no such thing as a squirrel flower.
Wow.
But isn't there like a bad flower? There's like a million
There's
flowers.
bad flowers,
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
And Bad Flower is good, right?
They are good, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're talking about heroin there.
Cruz, Beckham, and the Breakers.
Cruz, Beckham, and the Breakers. I'm going to say it's a band.
They are, yes. They're also going on Sunday at
So specific.
Lollapalooza.
I mean, how are these guys getting booked and we don't even know
100%,
them?
man.
That's crazy.
100. But, dude, I've reached the point where I don't know anybody past the top line.
Yeah.
Like, now it's starting to get to the point when you see the Lollapalooza and you're like, I'm not even sure I know everybody on the top line.
It's like the eye chart, and we're all the way at the bottom. These bands,
100%.
yeah.
Balding Man Band.
I'm going to say no.
That's not a real band.
Wow.
Kind of would want that to be.
But
I
there's so many out there,
right?
balding men
Uh-huh.
in bands.
Clean Grass.
I'll say that's a band.
That is not a real band.
Oh, Clean Grass.
Yeah. Doc Knockers.
No.
Yeah, that's a fake one.
Good, it should be.
That's fake.
That one's the best one of the fake band names.
Doc
I'm
Knockers.
going to need somebody to put together
And
Doc
the
Knockers.
Yabos.
Yeah,
Doc Knockers and the
100%.
Yabos.
Snack Time.
Snack Time. No.
Oh, I know that's a band. They're from Philadelphia, and they're outstanding.
Really?
They are really good.
Snack Time?
They're going on 1 o'clock on
Yeah,
Sunday?
they're
All right.
really good.
They should be going on later than 1 o'clock if they're that good.
Yeah.
Be a Badoobie.
That sounds like a band to me.
Yeah, that's a real act. 6:45 on
In fact,
Sunday.
I think also playing a headlining show at Merriweather. Apparently
Oh.
huge.
How are you spelling that?
That is Bia Ba Doobie.
Okay, Bia Ba Doobie.
Yeah, Bia Da Boobie.
All right, which doobie you be?
Yeah, apparently Filipino and massive.
All right.
Playing October 10th at Merriweather.
Nice.
Yeah.
Porchlight.
Porchlight sounds like a band.
They are real.
Yeah.
They're going on Sunday as well. The Finger Banging Snakes.
Finger banging snakes. I'm going to say no.
I think McNugget might have let you down here. Some of these are so
They're too far outlandish.
It's like-
yeah, the finger banging snakes really
Cherry popping daddies.
that did happen. We really did that as a society.
We did. We went there.
And they were huge.
Oh yeah.
What was the song?
Zoot zoot.
Riot,
Yeah.
Throw back a bottle of beer.
Hey.
God.
Founding Fathers of Mother Nature.
Yeah, it's a band.
No.
Founding Fathers.
All right,
of
three
Mother
more.
Nature.
Three
Okay.
more.
All right, let me
Unless
I gotta get 2 out of 3.
Is he calling or are we calling him?
He's supposed to be
All right,
calling
all
us.
right.
Yeah,
Well, then yeah, it's fine. All good.
Make sure I get a good one here.
Zoot zoot riot.
Ryan.
Lucky Diaz.
Lucky Diaz. Sounds like a band to me.
That is a real.
All right, last one.
Saved by the
Last one.
Last one. I gotta make it a good one. Who do I want it to be? We'll do Bombfish.
Bombfish is a band.
Fake.
Still, that's a Jackson Holiday-esque performance from you, sir.
I'll take it.
That was smoking hot.
Was that pre-Ham8 or post-Ham8?
That's right now.
All right.
Jackson Holiday, the
Bring
way
it
that
up.
you were hitting in the Lollapalooza or made-up bands.
Do not
That was. I think Doc Knockers. That to me is a winner.
Don't sleep on Easy Feet.
I really thinking about Easy Feet sounds like if you were playing like a cover of Doobie Brother, Allman Brothers, Little Feet, like Southern Black Crows, like if you were doing like a Southern rock tribute band.
So you're spelling it F-E-A-T and not F-E-E-T.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm thinking that's
Easy Feet.
I'm thinking that's what Easy Feet is.
I always
Is
had
a
a hard
Southern
time with
rock tribute.
Little Feet. That was a head scratcher and a Doc Knocker for me back then.
I like Doc Knocker. That one's the winner for me. All right, good stuff. I appreciate that. Let's take a trip down to Norfolk, where they're going to be on TV tonight. With the Orioles off, you can watch the Tides on Masson taking on the Worcester Red Sox.
Cool.
We've had the chance to get to know this guy since he was drafted by the Orioles a couple years ago. It's funny because we said Jackie Bradley Jr. is coming up later, but he is also a man who has a flair for the dramatic and can make a play or two that will make you say, holy S. And he's really gotten the bat going recently, too. He's Enrique Bradfield Jr., and he is back with us now here on GCR. Enrique, it's Glenn. Kirk McEwen's in studio with me today. Thank you for taking the time for us, as always, man.
No problem. What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Everything is good, brother. How things going for you?
Everything's good here.
I love that, man.
Just making my way.
Dude, look, you have had to deal with people asking questions about, is Enrique going to be able to hit the way that we want him to? You've dealt with that for years. How have you handled that? How have you handled the frustrations, what the expectations that you have for yourself, and how good does it feel when you have a stretch like you've had for these last couple of months where you're showing everybody, yeah, by the way, I can do this pretty well too?
I mean, to be honest, it's not a lot of frustration. when it comes to dealing with what people say. It's all outside opinion, and to be honest, it doesn't mean much. It's just people on Twitter typing away. That it really doesn't matter to me at all. I'm just focused on trying to get better day in and day out, and that's just what this game is about. It's never just a linear process of getting better. You know, you're going to have to deal with the ups and the downs, and a lot of the times the struggle is what really shows the biggest progress and growth, and that's kind of where I've just been ingrained in the process of going in every day and working to get better. You know, hey, you have these components of things that you want to work on and that you need to work on, but you also have your strengths, so you try and focus on dominating your strengths while getting better at your weaknesses day in and day out.
Hey, your speed is elite, brother. They're talking about you as the fastest Oriole ever, and that goes back a long way. Are you familiar with Chandler Simpson? I believe you are. And that guy, his game to me is what your game kind of looks like. I mean, you get on and create havoc on the base pass. And I mean, I think you were on the trajectory to join the big club last year. You think maybe this September we might see you? I mean, I asked a couple things in there.
I'll be ready.
Yeah,
I'll be ready. Obviously, it's not up to me. I'm just working to make sure that I put myself in the best position to be able to help this club in the way that they need whenever they decide that they need me. Obviously, it's not up to me, so I can control what I can control, and that's just going out there and just getting better and trying to learn as much as I can. I think the people that the problem in today's game is that everybody's so infatuated with a lot of the younger guys coming up, because there are great young talented players. Obviously, a guy like Max Clark is going up today to make his debut, and he deserves it. He's played amazing throughout the minors, but it's Aaron Judge played his first handful of games in the big leagues at 24, and it's funny just because his first full season was at 25, and it's like just because somebody hasn't made it at 22, 23, then people start calling them bust. And that's not how this game works. The prime of this game is at anywhere from 25 to 28, 29, 30. And that's when you see guys really develop into being the best version of themselves. So I'm just really focused on continuing to hone in my craft and work every day, because I know I have what it takes, and there's no doubt in my mind that I can hit and be an above average major league hitter. I'm showing it already down here. I'm making my way. I'm working, and the past couple months has been good. Obviously, I dealt with a minor hand injury that held me back early in the year, but since I've been back, it's been the numbers show how I've been playing.
Oh, there's no doubt.
And I'm just really excited to be able to continue to get better every day and have that opportunity to prove it.
Enrique Bradfield Jr. is with us. There's a couple things that you said in there that I wanted to follow up on, Enrique. The first being, like, what we've seen recently, is that just the result of finally being healthy for a while? Is there something else that maybe you adjusted in your approach at the plate that's paying off, or conversations that you've had? Like, or is it just, hey, man, this was always there, I just needed to be healthy for a little while in order to get those results?
I think it's a combination of a few things. Obviously, being healthy is a huge part of one, and just being able to be out there every day and get the reps. I'm playing 5-6 games a week, and that's a huge help to being able to feel more comfortable and just continue to grind through a long season and get better. But at the same time, too, there has been a lot of work behind the scenes in the cages from a mechanical standpoint that have allowed me to have the success that I'm having.
That's cool.
You can have a really good approach in the box, and you can be a good hitter, but sometimes if your mechanics if you're not moving correctly, you're not going to give yourself the biggest chance for success. And in today's world where guys are throwing 98 to 100 and changeups are 92, 93, which we've been seeing a lot of these past few nights against Worcester, you need the ability to be able to match swing planes and catch up to different speeds. So having a clean move and moving efficiently is something that you really need at this level to have the success. And we've done a lot of work stabilizing my lower half, and that's been a game changer for me.
That's great.
That's been probably the biggest thing that mechanically has been different. I'm staying on my backside a lot better. I'm staying in my back hits. I'm staying in strong hitterish positions. You know, you watch the greats hits, and there's a lot of people that I've looked at, and I'm finally understanding and learning, hey, these are strong positions for hitters. So I can sit there and watch a game in person, and I'm looking at the hitters that are coming up from the other team. What do I like about his swing? What do I like about this guy's swing? Some of my own teammates, and then games that I watch on TV. So honestly, it's been great working with Rick Strickland this year. He's our hitting coach here in Norfolk. He's a genius. He's a really smart guy, but he's taught me so much about being able to use my eyes and just being able to read different things, and that's helped me in my own game.
What about your stance, Enrique? Are you still basically starting out facing the pitcher, or has that changed a little bit?
No, that's changed. Honestly, that was something that we just threw out there and say, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll just scrap it. It was the fall league. It was some extra ABs. That's the point where if I'm going to try something or work on something, it's going to be that. Mm-hmm. But no, we've scrapped it. I've gone back to a more traditional stance. And it's allowed me to really get into good positions. I was trying to see if maybe I could get my eyes on a ball in a different way. I felt like at some points with my move, I wasn't using both my eyes. And so we figured out some middle ground to be able to get that feeling that I was using both my eyes from a traditional stance and just kind of a straight up stance. So that's kind of where I've been working out of.
How's your bunting? It seems to be a lost art, and with a guy with the type of speed you have, if you lay a bunt down, people are going to be on the grass. You're going to really throw off an infield. So I'm wondering if that's something that is in your toolbox and strong.
That's something that I work on a lot. We get a lot of work on that down here in the games. I'm looking for the spots to try. You know, the tough.
Does everyone crash? Does everyone crash because they know they have that you have that like type of speed? Is that something that already happens at that level?
Yeah, for the most part, you know, there's obviously the game situations that dictate, hey, the whole stadium knows this guy's going to lay down a bunt, because that's my job. If there's first and second on, nobody out, we're down a run. Yeah. We need a run to push across. In the big leagues, that's going to be my job every day when I'm in there and I have the opportunity. And it's like I need to be able to hammer those things down. So we work on it a lot. I've been working on it, and the base hits, it's all about placement. So I just try and pick my spots. At this point, I'm catching nobody by surprise if I do it. So therefore, I just need to make sure I put it down in a good spot, and then I can get out from there.
Can I ask you, because the way that you talked about like patience really jumped out at me, man. Like it's so easy for a lot of guys to get frustrated and to say, you know, I was a first-round pick. I should be there right now. Was that something, you know, I remember the conversation we had with you and your dad when you got drafted, and obviously he was a ball player. And like, did you always have that like mentality of nothing needs to be sped up, I just need to do my job? Did you have to learn that going through this a little bit? Where does that come from that you're able to have that type of clarity and patience the way you do?
I think I've always had it to a degree. Now, has it got better as I've learned and I've got a little bit older? For sure. I've definitely grown in that sense. I feel like it's something that I've always kind of kept with me, the patience. And it's something that was taught to me by my parents. When I was 11 years old, I was a bench warmer on my travel ball team. I barely played. I pinch ran and played defense. And that was my job. And then, I started to get a little bit older. I grew a little bit more, and I started coming into my own. But I just remember having that type of role and being that type of player, and then growing into a player that started playing every day, playing on his high school team, then ended up going to Vanderbilt. And so it's been a long journey of experiences and a lot of great people that I've been around and coaches that have taught me, hey, patience, and you just keep working. You work until you get to where you want to be, and that's ultimately how you got to do it. Sometimes when you get down on yourself, that you're taken away, it's negative. You just want to stay as positive. This game is already as hard as it can be, and it's getting harder every day.
Yeah.
And you could go to low A tomorrow and watch 5 guys come in the game and be 98 to 100. And it's different things like that we're starting to see every day. And you're seeing that in college now. You're seeing that in high school baseball. It just seems like the game is growing so rapidly, and the game is getting so much better really quick. So you just got to stick with it. Some weeks you're going to have tough weeks, and you got to wear it on the face and continue to get better.
Hey, you can run like an antelope, Enrique. Were you ever pulled to play football or run track? Or, I mean, so many kids go a different direction than baseball, kids of color, but you stuck with it. Were you pulled by football at all?
They tried. They tried in high school. I would have needed to be a lot bigger than I am at any point, or right now even to be able to play football. My mom would have never let that happen. I think she likes knowing that her son has a brain and can function, and that's nothing against anybody who chooses to play football, but it's a rough sport.
Yeah.
I respect that. All right, and speaking of rough sports, we need to know it's SummerSlam weekend. So, Cody, CM Punk, where you go with that? Who's winning? And Seth Roman, who you got in that one as well?
You guys reminded me. I mean, I've been so busy, I haven't been able to tune in at all.
That's fair.
No
You do
idea
have some stuff going
SummerSlam.
on. You do have some stuff going on.
All right, you said Punk and Rhodes?
And Cody, yeah.
Man, I would like CM Punk to win.
Okay. You think
like CM
should
Punk
they?
to win.
This is the $1 million question. Should they turn Cody heel?
I don't know if you can.
I think he's just so beloved. Everybody loves him, right? Would they just cheer him anyway?
He has such a big impact on the kids that watch WWE, on the community. I don't know if you can afford to turn him heel.
I get it. And then what about Roman Seth?
Roman Seth, I love those guys. I think Seth does amazing work. I just don't know if you could take the title off Roman, especially with the bloodline being back.
Yeah,
Now they're starting to really ramp up another version of the faction. So I don't think you can take the title off Roman this early. I feel like if you're gonna maybe a couple match build up, if you're gonna do that, see how things go.
The real question is, are you ever going to Obafemi strut your way out to home plate after being introduced?
Hey, I'd have to go on a crazy tear to be able to be that confident over
that dude.
Strut to the plate.
Are you the only wrestling enthusiast in the locker room, or is there a group of you?
I think I'm probably the biggest one. I'm definitely the biggest one, and I'm probably the only guy in there. We have a couple staff members who watch occasionally, but not too many fans. I've actually been watching a lot of the older storylines on YouTube, like from 2005 to 2007. You got guys like Kurt Angle.
Yeah. I did notice that you've gone Kurt Angle as the Instagram profile pic and Stone Cold as the Twitter profile pic.
Yeah, I'm not very active on Twitter. I don't have Twitter on my phone, so that my profile
has
just
been
kind
there
of
for a while.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been there for a while. I stay off Twitter. You go on Twitter. I go on Twitter for laughs and to catch up with other things in the world, and baseball creeps on there. So, I just want to get away from that. But I love watching older wrestling. Kurt Angle was a beast.
Yo.
He was a man.
That guy ruled.
His energy, the way he went out there. I've actually been watching some of his work in TNA that he did with the Main Event Mafia, and it's just those different styles of personalities and storylines, that all that stuff intrigues me.
He once tried out for the Steelers, Kurt Angle. They actually brought him in for a tryout.
That's like
so I asked him, I'm like, could you have gone up against Ray Lewis? He's like, no, that guy would have kicked my ass. Like, what are you talking about? You know who was a massive pro wrestling fan? So we got this is actually perfect.
Yeah.
A dude who legitimately once went to WWE Raw dressed as Stone Cold Steve Austin, the great Adam Jones.
Wow.
So how
Adam
about
Jones.
the lineage of Orioles
Center
center fielders that are also pro wrestling fans? I like the sounds of that a lot, man.
Maybe on an off day or in the off season in the future, you'll see me on Monday Night Raw.
I love that, bro. I love that. We got to make that happen,
That'd
man.
be great.
Give him a follow at Enrique Bradfield on Instagram is the way to follow him. And again, check out tonight on Masson, the Tides taking on Worcester, much like last night.
Have you guys talked about that in the locker room? And that's a pretty big thing to be, on everybody can watch when that doesn't happen very often for the Norfolk Tides.
Oh, no, we haven't talked about that. For us, it's going to be like any other night. Yeah, we just want to go out there and take care of what we can take care of.
Respect.
People tune in, great. We appreciate the support. If people don't tune in, great. We're still going to be out there.
He sounds like a pro wrestler. He sounds like he's cutting a promo already.
Tug your ear when you get on first base so we know you're thinking about us, Enrique.
Maybe I've had some practice, some promo practice.
Oh,
That'd
man.
be great.
Enrique, it's awesome to see you kill it, man. You've always been great when you come on with us, dude.
Yeah.
Can't wait to the next conversation is talking to Baltimore Oriole Enrique Bradfield. Appreciate you as always. Thanks for doing this, man.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy. Enrique Bradfield with us here on GCR. Obviously, we all know what he can do defensively. Defensively, it's insane.
Right.
It's insane. And the question is always, is the bat going to be what you needed to have it be in order to be a big leaguer? And you're starting to see the last few weeks.
Well, you can't teach speed. That's what they've always said.
No doubt. Oh, there's a role for Enrique Bradfield no matter what.
Yeah.
I think the question is, can he be an everyday major leaguer? And you've got to be able to hit through a certain... Look, it's frankly the question that we're asking about Colton Cowser, right?
Yeah.
Came up with a huge hit yesterday. You always pray that those are the moments, but you see it for a week where Colton Cowser looks the part, and then...
You don't see it for a while.
Yeah, that's the problem. But you know what he can do defensively. Everybody knows what Colton Cowser can do defensively.
Well, and he made a good point. I mean, you look at Miz out in Milwaukee throwing 104 miles per hour.
Man.
He's seeing 95, 98 from guys AA, triple A. So it's
Bonkers,
not going to be
dude.
new when he gets up. You got to be able to hit that bender, hit these sliders and these off-speed pitches too. So.
Let's do this. Let's grab a break. We'll come back in. We'll get a tidbit tubular, and then we'll talk to Jackie Bradley Jr. to wrap up today's show. Sound good? Kirk McEwen here with us in studio. Glenn Clark Radio.
This is Stan the Fan. You know we talk all the time about our O's stepping up in the big moments, delivering when it matters most. If you've been injured in a car accident anywhere around Baltimore, that's your big moment, and you need someone who delivers. That's why I'm here to tell you about Warnken Injury Lawyers. They fight for Baltimore families every single day. Insurance companies play games. Warnken plays to win. So call 443-RESULTS. That's 443-RESULTS, or go to warnkenlaw.com. When you need results, it's right there in the number, 443-RESULTS.
Your car is more than just a ride. It's an investment. At Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington, we've spent over 20 years perfecting the art of repair. From high-end imports to your trusted daily driver, we handle all makes and models with elite precision. Our team holds the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, iCar Platinum, and specialized aluminum certifications. We make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery, because at Leading Edge, customer satisfaction comes first. And remember, with insurance, it's your car and it's your choice. Choose the experts. Leading Edge Auto Body. Quality you can see. Service you can trust. Go to leadingedgeautobody.com today.
When you feel invisible, exhausted, stressed, or anxious, when you have days that just feel too hard to get through, you are not alone. If you or someone you love is struggling with mental health or problems with drugs or alcohol, help is right in your hands. Call or text 988 to get support whenever you need it. Help is here. Call or text 988. Brought to you by Maryland Department of Health.
The stars are shining brighter at Live Casino this summer. Celebrate America's 250th with $1 million. Earn entries daily July 1st through August 29th and snap a pic with our game board for a chance to win $100 in free play every week. We'll draw 50 free play winners each Saturday and $1 million winner on August 29th. Light it up at Live Casino. At Arundel Mills, must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
The latest edition of PressBox is available now. On the cover, Dave LaMonaco profiles Orioles play-by-play voice Kevin Brown, looking at his rise as an amiable mainstay and one of the top voices in all of baseball. Also inside, Antonio Barbera looks at whether the championship window is narrowing for the Ravens veteran core, and our special travel section with a look at sports tourism options throughout Maryland for you and your family to enjoy this summer. PressBox is available for free at over 250 locations throughout the region, including your Baltimore area High's Dairy stores. Plus, you can read the entire issue online at PressBoxOnline.com, where you can also find great betting advice and the best daily coverage of the Orioles, Ravens, and Terps.
Contrary to what some people believe, I actually like this guy when he sleeps. Glenn Clark, talking sports.
Back in here on GCR. I was talking off the air about Kirk, and this is a straight shoot. By the way, a lot of people have checked in that love Kirk, and from all over the world, by the way. Bruce in Thailand is listening
Bruce,
this morning.
I went to Thailand a few years ago. Yeah, no, well, listen, I had a friend. He's dead now.
Okay.
But I didn't go by myself. I went to see my friend Harry, and it was beautiful.
Did you see a friend's Harry while you were there? Did you?
You know what? I never.
Okay.
I don't like to talk too much about those things.
Moral of the story is what I'm telling Kirk about the reason why everybody loves Kirk, and this is such a unique Baltimore thing to me. We love when you're one of us.
Yeah.
When you're like us, and by the way, you don't actually even have to be from here. I was talking about this with Kyle Yeomans is the new play-by-play voice of the Ravens, right? And we've all had the chance.
People seem to
meet
love him.
and
I haven't had a chance yet.
Super nice guy.
Yeah.
He came over one day when I was at BAL and did the show with me, and a really nice guy. And somebody will say like, yeah, but he's not from here. I'll be like, yo, Kevin Brown's not from here.
Right.
You know, not Latin, but Scott Garceau is one of the most popular human beings in this city. He's not from here.
Neither's Viv.
Yeah, Viv's from St. Louis.
Right, yeah.
But do you come here and try to be one of us? Because if you try to be above us, if you think you're greater than, then we're out. We're out.
Marty Bass isn't from here, but he is from here.
He's the most Baltimore person you'll ever know.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And what we love is, are you, like, despite whatever your role is or what you do or who you are, it's why we treat Adam like he was Brooks Robinson, because he was a star. He was in the Hall of Fame, but he was a star, but he would just show up. He would just show up at Ravens tailgates. He acted like he was just one of us. And so we had a love affair with Adam because of that. We love when you're just one of us.
I was walking into CVS in the dirty Dina.
Oh, boy.
Yesterday, and this guy goes, Kirk McEwen, 98 Rock. I said, what, do you just sit in the parking lot and announce people walking in? And I walked up, gave him a fist bump. What's up, Brian? And I walked into CVS. When I came out, he was gone, but I could have just went, hey, and then walked in.
The point is, what we've grown to love about you is you're this larger-than-life personality on the radio, but you're just you.
Yeah.
You're out at Merriweather and you see Kirk somewhere. Before Kirk knew who I was, he doesn't know this, I'd go up to him all the time and talk to him. 100%.
Yeah.
Like, this happened many times over the years where I would just go, you'd be somewhere. I knew who Kirk McEwen was. I'd come over. I might try to introduce Glenn Clark, WNS, like I do that bit. You'd be like, all right, man, rock on, like that type of. That's what we love about, whether it's you, whether it's, if you're just one of us. Just be one of us.
Yeah.
And we'll love you forever.
It's a great point.
We will love you eternally if you're just, you do what we do. You care about the stuff that we care about. You're into it. You don't That's it. That's all it takes.
That's why guys come back and sign a one-day deal and retire a Raven.
100%, right? Like there's something special about it. There's something special about it. And that's the love affair that we've shared with you, my man.
I really appreciate you reaching out and giving me the opportunity to hang out here with you and Griffin and the crew.
This is so cool to me. It's so cool to me. This has worked out so. You and Mills, and I don't want to. This is no negative to anybody else at WBAL because everybody knows the relationship. My friendship with Brian Neiman is like that's one of the best human beings that I've ever known, and he's gone out of his way.
He's an Arundel Wildcat. I'm an Old Mill Patriot.
Shout out, right? Also, it was Brian's birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! I think
I'm Brian Neiman.
Today is Valerie's birthday, by the way.
Man, it's vacation season.
Yeah, right.
Brian uses that diaphragm, which I love. Brian Neiman.
Oh, he commands.
Pushes it out.
He commands.
Good-looking kid.
When I have to co-host with him, I'm like, I know I'm the number 2. I know I'm the number 2 on this.
That's a sidekick.
Yeah, right. But you and Mills, I like royalty to me in this business.
I put Mills up. I look at him like that.
To get to hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
And he was just over here, sat in on a Friday or a Thursday show a couple weeks ago, or right before I left for vacation.
Millsy.
Man, that was such a cool day. Like it means the world to me that I get to do this stuff with you.
I appreciate you, Glenn.
Let's get a tidbit tubular real quick, and then we're going to talk to Jackie Bradley. Get out of here. Tidbit is brought to you today by the Stan the Fan Variety Hour. Stan mixed it up this week. He did a Wednesday show, and so if you missed that, talking Orioles, talking deadline, you can find it right now, facebook.com/PressBoxSports. Stan and his new hip, Bionic Man. We have rebuilt him.
I got a new hip a couple years ago. You'll love it.
You're out there dancing, playing foot. Stan's going to be out there playing tackle football soon enough with his new hip.
I don't recommend that, Stanley.
Yeah, I don't know. But, it's all brought to you by Warnken Law and the Costas Inn with 2 great locations in Timonium and Dundalk.
So we saw history on Tuesday night. Orioles obviously losing 14-0, pretty bad. And then some history again yesterday. And also, it was the first time in 5 years the Orioles scored a run off Tarik Skubal.
It's crazy, right?
I love doing lineups, so that's what we're doing.
Son of a bitch.
July 30th, exactly 5 years ago today, was the last time the Orioles scored off of Tarik Skubal before yesterday.
2021, Christ.
Scored 4 runs on July 30th, 2021.
All right.
Who were the 9 starting Orioles?
Mullins.
Mullins, yes, he was in the lineup.
Leading off?
He was leading off.
Center field.
Oh, gosh. What year are we talking?
2021.
2021.
Mancini would have been in that lineup.
He was in that lineup, yeah.
He was batting 4th?
No.
3rd.
Yes.
He was in right field?
Nope.
DH?
DH.
That's because Anthony Santander.
Anthony Santander, yes, he was in the lineup.
Was in right field?
He was.
And batting 4th?
No.
This is great.
Yes.
All right. How about, was Austin Hayes in that lineup?
Austin Hayes was in that lineup.
Left field.
He started in left field before moving to right field.
Batted 2nd.
He was, yes.
That's about as much as I got for you.
Oh, my goodness.
You got 4 of the top 5 there.
Yeah.
How do you usually do?
We did a 2004 lineup yesterday.
Yeah.
You did pretty good on the
better than I
lineup.
expected, actually, on the 04 lineup. I did all right. The problem is, like, that 21 team is so forgettable. Like, everything about 22, obviously, is when they started turning things around. So, like, you have some memories of 22.
The guy batting 4th is still an Oriole.
The guy batting 4th is still an Oriole. The guy batting 4th is still an Oriole. How is that possible? The guy batting 4th. Oh, my God. How am I blanking on this?
He's not on the active roster.
Okay. Oh, because it's Ryan Mountcastle. Yeah, that's why I'm blanking on it.
Yeah. I didn't know any other way to hit at it because once I said he was injured.
I'm literally going over the entire I'm like, who the F? Nobody was on that team.
He was playing first and hit a home run off Tarik Skubal.
That's how they scored their run.
Yeah. They scored 3. They scored 3 off Tarik Skubal.
It's amazing that Mountie is still on the team.
Yeah, he was supposed to start a rehab assignment.
I guess he's the only guy. Yeah, he's the only guy here.
Shut down. It's not good. This is gonna fall apart, man. This is gonna fall apart.
Looking for a shortstop, a catcher, third
Richie
base,
Martin. Was that a Richie Martin team?
Probably was, but he was not in this lineup.
Was that a? God, who the hell was that? Who was the Valleca.
Yes.
Is Pat Valleca on?
Pat Valleca was on the team.
Oh, my.
Pat Valleca hit a walk in 2020 when they had to play the COVID season and they weren't allowed to touch each other.
Right.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Pat Valleca hit a walk-off, and they were trying. Like everybody runs out of the field, but you're not supposed to touch. So they're all doing this thing on the field.
Oh, that's
and it's one of my favorite images of the weirdness.
That's bizarre.
He was at second base.
Yes, he was.
Batting ninth.
He was. Yeah. One
Got
for
the
four.
number 9
1 for 4 brought his average up to 197 on the season. As the Orioles, they won this game and beat the Tigers.
How about Rio Ruiz?
To move to 30 games under 500. No Rio
Renato
Ruiz.
Nunez.
No Renato.
Who I've said all along, those two guys are the same person.
Who was playing third base? Not those guys.
Brother, this is gonna be bad.
This is worse than the 04 lineup, huh?
It's such a goddamn that team.
Third base, he was a Royal.
Franco.
Yes.
Franco. What was his first name?
What was his first name?
Oh my God, I remember this guy. He was actually kind of okay for a minute, wasn't
For
he?
like maybe 2 minutes, yeah. I mean, he hit like home runs every now and then. He was batting .215 on the season.
Maikel Franco.
Maikel Franco was playing third base.
All of these names have been moved out for more
bro,
important information.
100%.
Yeah.
Third base, he was hitting 6th?
No.
7th?
No.
8th?
There you go.
Okay. Come on, man. I'm not getting any more of these.
Yes, you are. These two guys, catcher and shortstop.
Catcher was
behind the plate.
I can name all of these catchers. Sucre, Wins, Severino,
Pedro Severino. 2 home runs off Tarik Skubal.
No,
Still a weak lineup though.
It's Severino was 7th.
Yes, he was.
So you got one guy to get right.
So I need a shortstop.
Yeah, shortstop.
And he's gonna make me guess the pitcher too.
I will. Or I want to do it a different way because I'm going to give you the 5. There were 5 pitchers
shut
used.
up.
I want you to one guy gave up all 3 runs. I want you to guess which of those 5 gave up the runs and who got the save.
You're an asshole.
Shortstop. He didn't play a ton of shortstop for
He
the
thinks because he
Orioles,
got
but-
Wendell Pierce on the show yesterday that he's like good now.
He is a taskmaster.
He thinks that he's like a made man now. all of a
I'm
sudden.
enjoying watching you squirm.
What an asshole this guy is. I don't know who the shortstop
Well, you're Mr.
was.
Oriole.
It probably wasn't Stevie Wilkerson. I don't think he played shortstop.
No. This guy played every position on the infield. He's playing shortstop today.
I don't know.
He's a good Oriole. He was an Oriole up until last year, yeah.
Oh, Mateo?
No, not Mateo.
Oh, Arias.
Ramon Arias.
He's playing shortstop.
He was.
I don't remember that.
Played shortstop the entire game.
All right.
The Orioles used 5 pitchers as they beat the Tigers 4-3. Matt Harvey started. And
Oh,
I
okay.
can give you one. He went 6 1/3 scoreless.
How about that?
Matt Harvey.
How about that?
The bullpen was Paul Fry, Dylan Tate,
The
Tanner
Dark
Scott,
Knight, they called him.
and Cole Sulser were the 4 relievers.
So it was
Fry,
Scott,
Sulser,
and who was Tate.
Dylan Tate.
And so Scott gave up the runs.
Yes,
That's the
Tanner
irony.
Scott
The
gave
one
up
guy
all
that
3
ended up being good out of that group was the guy that gave up the
And
runs.
who got the save that day? The 1-run save.
Cole Sulser.
Yes, he did.
Hey!
We got there.
Hey! Old cold salsa.
And
That man.
you were there.
That was a burden. That was a burden. Tidbit also brought to you by County Sports Zone. CountySports.zone is the website for everything high school sports-wise. Proudly sponsored by your local Toyota dealer, buyatoyota.com.
Somebody listening was like, come on, this is so easy. I got everybody.
By the way, the number of times dude, I can't believe you didn't remember.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, shut up.
Severino.
Shut up. Go ahead.
Have you ever thought of taking a cruise to these wonderful destinations with sunny skies and beautiful beaches? Well, wait no longer. We're ready for you to cruise from the Cruise Maryland Terminal.
Have a little phrase that you can go from baggage to margarita in about 15 minutes.
Choose fun with an array of destinations, onboard activities, entertainment, and world-class cuisine.
Contact your travel agent and book your cruise today. Let your adventure begin.
All right, here's what's coming up tonight. As we mentioned, Norfolk is on Masson tonight. Check out Enrique Bradfield. Check out Creed Willems.
Yeah.
Maybe
don't put him in the lineup. So
yeah,
that way
right. So
he's
you
on
can
his
catch
way
this weekend.
up to
That
Baltimore.
might be a good
We
idea.
don't drink, we don't smoke, Norfolk.
What is that?
That's a cheer. That's a Norfolk
really?
cheer. Yeah.
I did not know that.
We don't drink,
I
we
didn't
don't
know that at
smoke,
all.
Norfolk.
That's 6:30 tonight on Masson as they take on Worcester, and that's it. That's it. There ain't nothing else going on sports-wise that's worth watching. Anything non-sports-wise?
There's a Bombing of Pan Am documentary on Netflix.
Oh, right,
As well as
yeah.
a sister, companion series, like a dramatic series about
Yeah.
it. So that's on Netflix. Lollapalooza Day 1.
That's right. You can see the Dock Knockers.
Yep, the Dock Knockers.
And
No,
don't-
that was a fake one, I think.
And Worst Neighbors Ever on Netflix.
I have. Wait.
or
No.
Prime.
Yeah, I've not watched that. What was the HBO Neighbors show? I watched that one.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't watch all the Neighbors shows.
Okay, there was a show on HBO called, I just think, Neighbors,
Mm-hmm.
that was a different story every week of, like, neighbor rivalries.
There
were
it
was a wild show,
Yeah.
dog. That was like the guy who was a nudist and like everybody on the block hated him.
Yeah.
Because he was just this old guy that would walk around in his thong. Like, it was wild, man. That show was all over
There
the
are
place.
so many neighbor issues that you could have
Are
something all the
you
time.
you into crime docs?
I am not a big true crime podcast or whatever. I'll watch a little Dateline, little CSI.
So Rita and I do that. There's a new episode of Rita and Glenn now available. YouTube.com/@Rita and Glenn, wherever you get your podcasts. And we do a book club every week, but it's just a crime doc that we watch. For
And
book club
that's
every
you
week.
and the missus.
That's yes. No, not my wife. No,
Okay.
this is Rita. Rita Hubbard, my old radio co-host.
I
over
did not
at,
know
yeah,
that.
We still do the podcast together.
Okay.
And we every week we independently pick a documentary that we're going to watch, and then we discuss the merits of the documentary and our theories about the doc. We did Toxic Love Story on Netflix this week. There are so many swerves in this thing.
Toxic Love Story.
Toxic Love Story. You're convinced that you know the story and like, this is boring, and then it goes a completely different direction.
Oh,
like,
great.
And then it goes another completely different direction.
Right.
Wild one.
Okay.
Wild one.
You drew me in.
It's about a love triangle in
Okay.
Anaheim. Wild.
Don't give
man.
away too much.
Wild. Yep. I would encourage it. Anything else?
2 Chainz versus Eric Andre on a Celebrity Family Feud.
Probably going to miss that one. Eric Andre hates Baltimore, though. Remember?
Ray-
He hates Baltimore because he came to Raw and he got his ass kicked by Solo Sikoa.
Yeah, I think it was that.
Or no, it was Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got his ass kicked by Jacob Fatu.
Ray Lewis and Tori Smith did well on the Celebrity Family
Did they?
Feud. Yeah. Ed Reed, not
so
so
much.
well. Yeah.
Not
yeah.
so much.
Yeah, it's all right, though.
All right. Kirk McEwen, love you, brother.
Glenn Clark, the love is mutual.
Afternoons, 2 to 6.
2 to 7. But
2 to 7,
yeah,
sorry.
That's
sorry,
okay.
2 to 7. Except for today.
That's okay.
Except for today.
Off today and tomorrow.
But Wendy will be there, and we do love Wendy.
Yeah, Marianne and Wendy, it's Toy
Yeah.
Hole Radio. Toy Hole. That's their name, not mine.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the story off the air. I'll choose to do that off the air.
All right.
Love you. Appreciate you always. Thank you for coming in here.
Love
and
you,
doing
man.
this.
Thanks for having me, Griffin, the whole crew.
Thanks, Kirk.
Thanks today to Enrique Bradfield Jr. and to Jackie Bradley Jr., who you're about to hear from. We'll get it up in the greatest hits section of the...
Seth Meyers is going to have Timothy Oliphant and Cooper Hoffman on tonight.
I would maybe go to that tour. I like both of them. I like both. I didn't love like his character in The Office. I felt like it was kind of forced, like when they were
What do you
trying.
have, like 2 or 3 episodes?
No, he had a whole the arc, right? Because like he had
Yeah, it
dated
was, like, 2
Pam.
episodes,
They were trying to like the transition after Michael Scott was tough. But I like everything else about. I like both of them. They're both very good.
You're a big Justified guy.
Yeah, Justified was great. Honestly,
You guys
Justified.
you're definitely spending some time on
I'm
on
sorry.
TV.
I'm sorry.
No doubt.
I'm
You're
sorry.
watching some
Let's
TV.
wrap. Let's wrap. We've done a 2.5 hour show. Tab at GlennClarkRadio.com. Off, obviously. I'll be back on Monday. The Bat Around, the baseball show, all that stuff is still happening. Thanks to everybody at PressBox, all of our great sponsors and partners. Thanks to Griffin at Griffin_Bass. Follow us, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Glenn Clark Radio. Have a great weekend. Go Birds. Duke sucks. We wrap up today's show. Had to do this a little bit earlier on because of his schedule, but a really cool chat with Jackie Bradley Jr. Banana Ball is coming back to Maryland this week. I'm actually going to be there Saturday night at Prince George's Stadium. As this time it's a little bit different. It's the Loco Beach Coconuts taking on the Indianapolis Clowns. Kirk, you ever done Banana Ball? You ever checked out like the bananas?
Oh, I watched a week or so ago against the firefighters or whatever. And
It's wild, man.
it packs a stance.
It sure does. We're excited about being down there and bringing the kids. And this is really cool because, truth be told, and I think he'll understand, we used to hate this guy. Like, our next guest made some insane plays during his time with the Red Sox against the Orioles. And, of course, we just naturally hate the Red Sox around here.
Yeah.
He has gone a totally different path in his baseball life, and he's now playing with the Indianapolis Clowns, and he'll be there this weekend at Prince George's Stadium. He is former All-Star World Series champion Jackie Bradley Jr., and he is with us now here on GCR. Jackie, it's Glenn and Kirk. It's great to meet you, man. Thank you for taking the time for us.
Anytime, Glenn. Kirk, it's nice to meet y'all as well.
You too.
Just so y'all know, I had no No hard feelings for the Orioles fans.
I appreciate that. You understand we had hard feelings, so we did.
I hated the Red Sox more than the Yankees.
Yeah, but we are happy that we're going to be able to see you this weekend. Dude, this is such a crazy story to me, man. Like, can you walk me through how this came about as, you know, your MLB career was wrapping up? Like, how does this happen that someone as successful as you were as a baseball player, you say, I want to go do this, and not just like for fun one time. I want to go be part of this thing.
Well, I guess we'll have to start from ground zero. Well, last year, I believe Jesse Cole reached out, and typically when the Bananas are playing in certain cities, certain players are reached out to possibly participate in a game.
Adam Jones did it here in Baltimore last summer. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So that happened at Fenway last year around July 4th weekend, and we were able to coordinate it because I wasn't sure what may all be going on with the family. So I told Jesse I would have to figure out the game plans for the family, whether we were going on a trip or anything like that. But it happened to all work out, and was able to get out there for a game. And I just enjoyed the environment, how the fans were just in awe of the players. They had so much fun. You've seen the kids smile, seeing the parents smiling because the kids are smiling. The organization treated my family with so much, admiration. It was awesome to be around, and being around the players as well. A lot of people don't know that the players are in the same dugout. We're not in separate. I'm not in the same locker room. So a lot of people think or typically know when you're competing, you all have your own locker rooms. But no, this is an organization who is truly, together. And then the following year, Jesse, which will be this year, reached out and mentioned that the Indianapolis Clowns were going to be brought back into the league. And obviously having strong ties and what the Indianapolis Clowns meant to a lot of people back in the day, with them being the last Negro League team to disband, he saw it as an opportunity to possibly, pay homage, pay respect to the players before us. And, something that I thought it was an honor, and to be able to take advantage of this opportunity and hopefully get to be able to be, I guess, a pioneer, so to speak, with being the first Major League Baseball player to try this out.
I just want to know, Jackie, I mean, I'm a brother. When I was 12, I was second in the nation in pitch, hit, and run. It was the first year they did it. The guy that beat me, Scott Sellner, went on to play in the minors, and now he's a doctor. And I went on to be a disc jockey.
Very similar paths.
Yeah,
Very similar.
I stopped growing at 5'6" and 3/4, and I've dropped down to about 5'6" now. I'm wondering what you think is the reason for the lack of African Americans in the league. I mean, it was at one point 18% when they first started tracking the numbers back in 1991, and now we're about 6.8%, which is up from 6.0 and 6.2 a few years ago. 6.8. So many Latin American ball players, and of course the Caucasian ball player, but really a dearth of brothers. Your thought?
Well, I've always thought with baseball, it's just a little bit different. Obviously, with basketball and football, you have G League with basketball, and football, you have the practice squads. And then my dad used to always tell me he loved baseball, but at his particular time, everybody wanted to be Dr. J. Yeah. So I think with what makes football and basketball a little bit more different than baseball, you don't have all the levels you have to go through. And, when you get drafted, a majority of the time, you jump straight to the top. So being able to get to the top and get instant, I don't want to call it gratification, but the majority of times, the players who are getting drafted are going straight to the top of their respective sport. With baseball, it's not like that. There's a lot of levels you have to go through, whether it's single A, double A, triple A, and it takes time. The development process is slightly different.
That's a great point.
He is Jackie Bradley.
What I think.
It's well said, man.
And I've not really heard it put that way.
And I know a lot of guys, like Adam, obviously I mentioned Adam. Adam's been very involved in trying to get more black players, kids playing baseball. And I can't even think of the name of his group that he's involved with, and I apologize for that. Adam, I'll think of it and I'll share it with everybody because it's an awesome group. But I really am. I think it's powerful what you talk about the Indianapolis Clowns and the role that maybe that played in you deciding to do this and saying, look, man, that name means something to you in the history of what Negro League Baseball means to people that look like me.
I knew the Clowns. Yeah,
like that really is powerful to hear you say that, Jackie.
Yeah, it's the truth. It's something you look back in the history books. Obviously, I used to do a lot of, biographies on Jackie Robinson, and to see that he played with them, Hank Aaron. I mean, the list goes on, and you kind of dive deep into the history. They were the original, I guess, the modern day Savannah Bananas. They were the entertainers. They were, I guess, the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
They were cooler. We can just say it like it was. They were cooler than other. No, we don't have to lie about this. Yeah, this is the wild part too for me because Jackie Bradley Jr. is with us. Banana Ball comes to Bowie this weekend at Prince George's Stadium. Ironically, Jackie's from Prince George, Virginia. Playing at
from high school. Yeah.
Jackie, I have an affinity for center fielders. I don't know. I was an obsessed Kenny Lofton fan growing up, despite he would always rob home runs. We're showing everybody right now a home run robbery that you had here in Baltimore that I'm still mad about from once upon a time. But is there something about being a center fielder that translates to when you jump the banana ball and they want you to do crazy things and try to be more entertaining that you're like, well, heck, I can do that anyway. I was doing that when I wasn't trying. Was there a part of you that the nature of center field translates to what it is that you're doing now?
I believe it can have something to do with it. Being able to play center, you have the ultimate vision of the field from the center of the diamond. And yeah, I would always work on putting my body in certain positions. That way during the game, it wouldn't seem as difficult. So I would always do instead of just catching the ball normal, I would always turn my back to the ball, try to catch it over my shoulder, catch it off opposite foot, just doing random things just to make it, more difficult. That way when you're running full speed or you get caught in an awkward situation when you have to slam on the brakes, that, your body is used to the movement. It doesn't feel as foreign. But now, obviously, if you can catch normal and, people consider you a gold glover, you have to come up with something different or something that's going to excite them. If not, it's just going to be just boring and it's going to, that just looks too easy. So I got to figure out something.
Hey, JBJ, I saw a picture of you when I was, checking around, seeing about your career, and I saw a picture of you with Benintendi and Mookie standing in the outfield in 2017. What do you miss about those days? Or remember?
Just the brotherly love. We were such a close knitted group. We still stay in contact today. I actually went and saw Benny a couple weeks ago in Chicago. My kids wanted to go see him play. Obviously, I wanted to go see him play, so we just ventured up to Chicago and we went and saw him playing at at the time it was called Sailor Field. I don't know if it's still called Sailor Field now, where the White Sox played. So it was good to get to see him and getting a chance for the kids to see Benny again.
Do you get in free to every stadium?
I do, yes.
Yeah, you got the card, right? It's
That's
the Players
awesome. Isn't that great?
Association card, right? Like, you're good.
I sure do.
That's the way it works, man.
It's like that Hooters card my buddies had in Florida.
Very similar. Very similar. Jackie,
I don't get free wings with mine.
I'll take you next time I see you.
It's the wings on Kirk, man. Like, he's gonna make that.
I got you,
Jackie. Like there is a part of me. I have no doubt that there's someone in your baseball life that has said, like, dude, are you really doing that? Like, that's not baseball. Like, did you have to go through any of that?
Did they clown you?
Yeah, no pun intended. Or did they like understand and respect what it is that these guys are doing as entertainment?
I think you'll see it. I think you'll see it in multiple different ways or facets. But at the end of the day, I mean, if a lot of those people who are saying what they're saying aren't truly understanding, I guess, the vision or what guys are trying to do. Yeah, you can say it's not real baseball. People are dancing. It's just different. I am one of one, as in I've been able to experience both.
Yeah.
So to be able to, well, actually not. I will be, I guess, 2 of 2. There's a player with the White Sox.
Who came from
who actually played Banana.
Yeah, that's
yes,
right.
That's right.
That's
so
right.
I guess I will be 2 of 2 since now he's doing his thing, and he was an All-Star this year. So I mean,
damn.
I think it speaks to, obviously there's different levels to it, and it may not be for everybody, and that's okay. But to say that these guys aren't grinding, aren't doing things that are extremely difficult to do is something that they deserve a lot more respect.
That's cool. Tristan Peters, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah. Tristan Peters is who played.
Tristan Peters, exactly. Yeah. So I can't say one of one. I guess we'll say 2 of 2 because he went the opposite way.
I gotta tell you, Jackie, I've been watching the women playing softball on Sundays every now and then. I'll tune in and see, which you didn't see years ago. And I've been watching the W. I mean, I find myself watching these stories are starting to develop. Like Sophie Cunningham won't take crap from anybody. She is Caitlin Clark's enforcer, and just watching this league develop, it's come a long way, and they're starting to get respect. I'm wondering your thoughts as they fight through an underdog type situation.
There's always going to be, stories. Obviously we have the women in banana ball who are doing their thing. We're so excited to have them. You got
that's cool.
Moni Davis, Ashton Lansdale. You got Megan Wiggins. Even our one of our coaches for the firefighters, Val. She's in banana ball, and Danae Benitez. You got Kelsey with the bananas. So I think I got all the teams.
That's cool, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, but it's great having them out there because there's a lot of younger girls who are looking at them and that want to play baseball. Sometimes they don't want to play softball, which is just okay. Mm-hmm. And we're excited for them and what they mean to each single team and the organization as a whole. They do a great job of representing us well.
What are the odds that when we come down there this weekend, like I said, I'm bringing my kids on Saturday night to Bowie. What are the odds that we're going to see a Jackie Bradley Jr. backflip catch?
We'll go with 50-50.
All right, I'll take that.
50-50.
I'll take that, man.
How do you start? Are you jumping into foam? Those foam
cubes
I
watched.
And stuff?
He did a whole Instagram video.
To show you how to get ready for that.
Right? It's wild, man. You are 36 though, right?
I am. Yeah, my body ain't moving like it used to.
Hey, yeah. I have a hard time getting out of bed, and I didn't slide into second base. So.
Right. Jackie Bradley Jr., we're so excited, man. Tomorrow night and Saturday night in Bowie at Prince George's Stadium for Banana Ball with the Indianapolis Clowns.
Go Clowns.
Dude, we legitimately, you understand, we hated you. We hated you The way that we did
I love the
it
hate.
wasn't unique for
The hate,
you.
that
I mean,
means you're doing something good.
Hey, bro. It is really cool. Like it's so cool to see you doing this and getting kids interested. And I can't wait to come out and see you guys on Saturday night. Jackie, what can we plug for you? I know it's just at Jackie Bradley Jr. on Instagram, right?
Yeah. I think I'm close to all of my social medias is just at Jackie Bradley Jr.
That's
I think,
awesome.
for the most part.
Jackie, congratulations, man.
And thanks for all the highlights over the years. We joke, but
you're a hell of a player.
Great ball player.
Hell
yeah.
of a player.
And thanks for the second.
Thank you so much, fellas.
Yeah. Nice talking to you, Jack. Appreciate you.
Likewise. See y'all this weekend.
All right.